John O'Neill, I think the Scottish fans are up for this.
I mean, it's always a great place to come and to hear them sing their national anthem. I remember we played here in the qualifying rounds for the '82 World Cup. I think it's probably one of the biggest crowds I've played again in front of. We scored early on, and we lost the goal. Within 5 minutes of that, we come away with a 1-1 draw, which we were delighted with. And it's always been, even like when we played in the home internationals, it's a great stadium to come and play in front of this crowd.
And it was 9 years ago yesterday that Paddy McNair made his debut against Scotland, winning his 69th cap today. He's captain again for Northern Ireland this evening. We're seeing Jamie Reid there with number 10 on his back. I mean, it was an astonishing story. It's a great story. A guy who's come from the wilderness, won a couple of under-21 caps over a decade ago, scores a brilliant goal in the 7th minute of his debut, and he's going to have his work cut out tonight again, Jamie Reid.
What I liked about him as well, Michael, he took the goal very, very well. Keeper came at him very quickly, and he clipped it over the top of them, rode a little bit luck, it came in off the underside of the bar. But he was holding the ball up and helping us to get up the field and relieve the pressure on the defence. We haven't had somebody to do that for a long, long time on a continual basis. So I'm hoping he'll show a little bit more of that tonight. But they are a good side, and particularly in midfield, Michael, we really have to be on our toes.
There's a sort of continental feel, isn't there, ultimate to this ground, with the space behind the goals and the room for a running track all the way around. It's like
miles
a
away
European ground from the 1970s. And the single tier basically all the way around Hampden Park. Apart from this main stand, there's an extra tier that includes all the media and camera people and radio broadcasters in Scotland are going to be kicking off. And it's the man known as Meatball, Aston Villa's John McGinn, standing over the ball.
He's known as what?
Meatball.
Why?
Because he looks like a meatball.
Dear me.
And Scotland will be kicking from left to right as we sit here in the Mere stand. Northern Ireland in their white tops. I think they're a navy short with a lime green stripe on the back of them, white socks. Scotland all in dark blue with yellow facings and trim.
Yeah, I like the white strip a lot better than the green, I have to say.
Yeah, and we're underway. Referee Jones gets us underway here at Hampden Park. So the first game here for 9 years and a day, and the ball is inside the Northern Ireland half and it's over on that far side, and it's played back by Ryan Christie. Scotland will have it down the Northern Irish right, and there's very few empty seats here at Hampden Park. There's still latecomers coming in. As the first touch on this right hand side for Nathan Patterson, one of the players coming into the Scotland side. It's Billy Peacock Farrell in goal for Northern Ireland, Trey Hume and Brodie Spencer the wing backs, Dan Ballard coming back into the side, Owen Toll and captain Paddy McNair in defence, and Conor Bradley, Ali McCann and Shea Charles providing support to Isaac Price, who's providing support to Jamie Reid. They've given the ball away, Scotland. Here is Isaac Price on the left hand side for Northern Ireland. Ali McCann, blonde haired, he's got Spencer going down this left hand side into the penalty area. The ball has been won back by the Scottish defence, and it's Patterson down by the byline. The Scots play it up towards Lyndon Dykes. Hasn't scored a goal in his last 8 internationals, the QPR striker. Scotland still have it, and that's played out by Billy Gilmore to the left hand side. And here comes Scotland on the left. Ballard is the man providing the defensive block on the far side. It's back inside the Scottish half. Floodlights are on, the flags are blowing. There's a chilly breeze here in Glasgow. Tierney back to his defensive partner Liam Cooper, and this is number 13, the guy plays for Al Arifak, Jack Hendry. Hendry on the ball, whose yellow numbers in the back of the dark blue shirt. Way to our left, it's Angus Gunn, the son of a guy that John used to play with, Brian
Gunn. I hope he's as good a goalkeeper as his dad was.
They're over the halfway line now, Scotland. Gearing up for a cross into the back post, and here's McGinn, missed by Spencer. McGinn's shot wasn't a strong one, it's blocked. That was a mistake by Brodie Spencer in the opening seconds. Yeah, McGinn didn't take advantage of it.
No, he got in underneath the ball, totally misjudged it. Per shot by McGinn. He should have done better. He was trying to curl it into the goalkeeper's right hand corner, but just got it all wrong.
It was Tommy Cassidy, another fellow you played with in 82, got the winning goal back in 1974. Northern Ireland a very good record here in the early 70s.
Very good, yeah.
All the British Championship matches between the two countries in the early 70s were played here in Glasgow because the Scots wouldn't travel. I think Northern Ireland won 3 out of 4 in the early 70s. Now it's forward. That's a poor ball by Price. Northern Ireland haven't really settled in the opening couple of minutes.
We had that little break, Michael, and unfortunately Brodie Spencer's his control let him down, but after that it's been all Scotland so far.
McTominay wears 4 for Scotland. They're on the left-hand side with Ryan Christie. Third of the way inside the Northern Ireland half. They keep the ball alive. And it's back to Liam Cooper of Leeds United. Latecomers have arrived. Only very few empty seats here.
They seem to have 2 swathes at one either side of the ground. I don't know whether that was to keep supporters apart, but outside of that, Michael, it's not a bad crowd.
It's a capacity of I think around 52,000. Scotland without a win in those 6 matches, and as Joel was saying, their record in friendlies is not great. 2 wins in their last 18 friendly matches, and that was against, those wins came against Hungary and Luxembourg.
Oh, you think with going to the Euros, Michael, they would like to maybe up the pace a little bit and get a decent result here. 2.5
months to the opening game of the tournament, of course. Germany against Scotland in Munich. Northern Ireland preparing for probably friendlies in June. That's a poor ball, easily cut out by Northern Ireland inside the centre circle. Just say that they give the ball away, and the Scotland are coming now on the attack. Ryan Christie outside the penalty area on the left foot, curls it well wide in the end. Northern Ireland giving up possession too easily there, and Christie in the end, not a great shot.
Yeah, and it was Bradley who gave the ball away. I think he tried to thread the ball through to McCann in the middle of the park, but I mean, we gave the ball away halfway through our own half. It was a first shot from Christie, and I think it was a good 5 or 6 yards wide of the post. I'm not sure about Bradley playing in there, Michael, because I mean, he's such a threat down that right hand side with his pace, but we'll see how it transpires.
Clearance by Bailey Peacock Farrell. The Scots are chasing back. Peacock Farrell all in an orangey brown outfit this evening. Patterson gets the ball back. Scots with Jack Hendry winning his 30th cap, and it's now at the feet of Billy Gilmore. He was excellent against the Netherlands. It was all going so reasonably well until the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, they were well in the game.
They conceded those 3 goals. Scotland with the ball inside the centre circle. Gilmore, John McGinn, who's on the front of the match cover, inspired by Superman, Super John McGinn, on the match day cover in cartoon style.
It's a great cover.
He wins the free kick and he plays it quickly to Nathan Patterson on this right hand side. Scotland seeing a lot of the ball and seeing a lot of white shirts in front of them. Patterson's gone on a run down this right hand side. Brodie Spencer's back pedalling. He does get his head to that, and he flicks it out of play on this near side. Scotland throw it.
We know he's a right back playing in the left back position, and sometimes that's difficult for him to get his angles, but that's twice he's got underneath the ball.
Scotland playing the ball back to Angus Gunn, all in yellow with bright orange flashes. On this near side is Patterson again, wearing 22. Remember, there's a Euro squad to be picked very soon for Scotland. A lot of clamour for Lewis Ferguson. He's playing so well for Bologna to get included. He's on the bench tonight. Still no Dion Charles for Northern Ireland. No Saville, no Lewis, no McCausland. But they have filled out the bench. The Scots have 3 replacement goalkeepers on their bench, including 41-year-old Craig Gordon, who played against Northern Ireland back in 2008 in a goalless draw. Nathan Patterson.
Fair play to him. He's still going at 41, Michael.
A man who's come back from a double leg break.
Yeah.
So there's two Hearts goalkeepers on the bench tonight. Xander Clark as well. Scots are patiently retaining possession.
They've had the bulk of the possession, but at the end of the day, so far they haven't caused any threat at all.
Here's Patterson up against Spencer. Patterson plays the ball to the back post, back edge of the penalty area. Header flicks off the top of Trey Hume's head, and that's out of play on the far side.
Yeah, he's got Robertson coming in the back of him, so it's important that he gets that little touch, which sends it out for a throw in.
And the throw in is level with the 18-yard box. We've played 6.5 minutes. Scotland 0, Northern Ireland 0, this international friendly match. Northern Ireland off the back of that 1-1 draw in Romania. Before that, the encouraging final qualifier 2-0 victory against Denmark. Scots are trying to work across from this left-hand side. It's a low one, side-footed away, but not very far by Northern Ireland. Out to this near side. It's going to be cut out. It's a poor touch. And Spencer's coughed up possession once more. He's not having a happy start, Brodie Spencer, in this game.
He's done well
to
recover
again,
back. Yeah.
And this is Shea Charles poking the ball forward. I think it's a first touch for Jamie Reid in the centre circle. Reid has been robbed of possession. Here comes McTominay, a real goal threat. He's passed McNair. McNair's brought him down. That's going to be a free kick a couple of yards from the Northern Ireland D, and a real threat from the Scots.
McNair's claiming he didn't touch him, and we're just going to try and watch it on the replay here. And he's right, he didn't. He's pulled out of the tackle, and McTominay's gone down. dodgy free kick, but it's in a dangerous position.
It's a couple of yards from the edge of the Northern Ireland D. Referee Jones is marching the wall back. The wall will be about half a yard in front of the penalty spot. It's very centrally located. Bailey Peacock Farrell, the man in the mask, after that horrible injury he got at the start of the month. It's 3 over the ball now for Scotland. Christie's one of them.
I think McTominay might be going to hit this, Michael, is it?
McTominay's over at 2.
Maybe Gilmore or Christie. It could be Christie.
6 on the wall. Here it comes, real threat, 9th minute. Straight into the wall from McTominay, and Christie's deflected, bounces around, back by McTominay and blocked once more.
Yeah, it was a shocking
comes to
kick.
Nothing.
Yeah, the wall did their job. They just stood there, but I mean, it was right into the middle of the wall. It wasn't even close.
Scots have the ball. They have it now on the right hand side with Patterson. Patterson to the edge of the penalty area. Patterson's continued his run. And they get the ball back to McGinn on his left foot. This is danger for Northern Ireland. The back post. Oh, goodness me. The man at the back there was Andy Robertson popping up. He tried to square it. It took a deflection off a Northern Ireland defenders out for a corner.
Yeah,
great ball by McGinn.
Yeah, everybody missed it. Robertson was in the back, but he got was able to stretch and get his foot on it. But I think Trey Hume had gone down, missed the cross, and he's actually played it off the back of him and it's gone out for a corner.
9 minutes gone, Scottish corner on that far side, the Scotland left.
We can't get into the game at all, Michael.
Remember, there's that battle as well between Robertson and Bradley of Liverpool. Here comes the corner, headed away by Northern Ireland defender at the near post. It's out of the penalty area. All the white shirts come rushing out. Northern Ireland, as John O'Neill was saying, haven't really settled at all in the opening 10 minutes. Scots are playing well. This is Billy Gilmore. Squares the ball. Again, there's that man free on the right hand side, but it's overstruck and Tierney can't keep it in. And Northern Ireland will have this throw in on their left hand side.
Yeah, we just haven't been able to string 2 or 3 passes together. There's been a few interceptions, particularly with Brodie Spencer. He's done well to intercept the Scottish pass, but then gives it straight back to them.
Of course, there's an alternative universe where Michael O'Neill took the Scotland manager's job back in 2018. It's a totally different scenario. Steve Clarke might never become Scotland manager, but
ifs and buts, isn't it?
That's a sliding doors moment. O'Neill back, of course, second spell in charge. Nations League games coming up in the autumn. Spencer's giving the ball away again on this Northern Irish left hand side. McGinn keeps it alive, and it's forward from Hendry, who wins the throw in for the Scots.
I mean, a simple throw in, Michael, just down in front of us, 10 yards inside our own half, and we just give it straight to.
He's having a tough time, Spencer. He's got Patterson and McGinn to cope with. Patterson nods it into the path of McGinn, but it's put out of play by Owen Toll.
Yeah, he just side foots it into touch. He wasn't taking any chances there.
Quickly taken throw in. Back with Patterson, who's seen as much of the ball as any of the 20 outfield players. Back with Cooper on the halfway line out to that Scottish left hand side. Lovely first touch. Oh, just slightly overran it. It was out of play for Northern Ireland. Goal kick.
Yeah, and again, and on down the right side this time, Trey Hume gets underneath the ball, and he was lucky there. It was a poor first touch, which took it out for a goal kick because he got right underneath it. And was it Robertson or was it Tierney over there who's away?
The Scots have started the better. It's 0-0.
Yeah, we just can't get into the game.
We'll keep you across all the other big games happening tonight. Of course, Wales against Poland, that playoff eliminatory game in Cardiff.
I've said it again. I said it on Friday night. Bailey Peacock Farrell takes the goal kick too quickly. They've got the 2 men either side of the 6-yard box, when they're trying to play out, and he doesn't give it to them, but he doesn't give them time to get up to the halfway line. He kicks it too early. The game is stretched, and Scotland are able to come right back at us.
Georgia have beaten Greece in penalties after a goalless draw, so Georgia go into Group F with Turkey, Portugal and the Czech Republic in the Euros in Germany. That was an earlier kickoff in Georgia. Scots get the ball forward, hoist towards Linton Dykes. The flag is up against him. That'll be a Northern Ireland free kick.
He's just lazy, Dykes. I mean, it's nonsense to be caught offside from there.
Jamie Reid has touched the ball once, has he? Northern Ireland have barely touched the ball inside the Scottish half in the opening 12 minutes. Free kick will be taken by Bailey Peacock Farrell. He thought about playing it short. Orange boots going with that ready kit. He clears it upfield looking for Jamie Reid, who doesn't win the header. but he's been penalised for barging
It's
Hendry.
silly. Yeah, he's jumped straight at Henry. He's nowhere near the ball. The referee's no option but to give a free kick.
England playing as well tonight against Belgium. The Republic of Ireland taking on Switzerland in a friendly in Dublin, and John O'Shea's second game in temporary charge. Here we've played nearly 13 minutes, 0-0 Scotland, Northern Ireland. Scotland having all the ball and having much of the attacking play. It's played through and rolled back by Paddy McNair to his goalkeeper. Peacock Farrell's under pressure from Dykes. Northern Ireland having trouble playing out of their own final third. Ballard gets it down that right hand channel, flicked header on by Price on that far side. Conor Bradley on that far side. So how to play Northern Ireland throw in.
Yeah, I mean,
Bradley's hardly touched the ball.
He's hardly touched the ball. I just don't know why we're playing him in there. But anyway,
different match, different opposition.
Totally different match, different opposition,
different venue.
Yeah.
Northern Ireland throw in just inside the Scottish half. Price gets the ball back and they make a bit of a
everything
mess
we're
of that.
doing,
They
we're
do.
making a mess of that again, Michael. You know, we're not doing the basics right here.
Hume will have another go on the throw-in. By 8 yards inside the Scottish half, the far right-hand side for Northern Ireland.
Nobody's helping him here. There's
jerseys.
absolutely nobody moving for him here.
Throwing it long up towards Jamie Reid. It's off the back of him, and Northern Ireland not playing well.
No, they're not.
Ball's out of play. Scotland throw in left-hand side.
I mean, you contrast to the first 15-20 minutes we played against Romania on Friday night. It's totally different.
Belgium are 1-up at Wembley against England. Tielemans with a goal after 10 minutes. England 0, Belgium 1. I think there were starts for the likes of Konza, Tony and Kobe Mainoo for England, with Declan Rice the captain. It's a friendly international game, so they weren't very impressive against Brazil, and they started badly against Belgium. England, Scotland would just love a win tonight.
Yeah.
And they've started brightly. Christie on the far side, he's down under the challenge. Ball's out of place he's won the free kick and is taken quickly. They have possession just inside the Northern Ireland half. And it's 10 white shirts behind the ball. Ball's at the feet of Jack Hendry over the halfway line. Hendry gets the ball back, and there's nobody challenging this Scottish defensive trio, so Tierney can take the ball forward, and he feeds Billy Gilmore inside the centre circle. Gilmore's looking up and he sees Patterson out in this right hand side once more, pokes it forward, and it's cut out well by Northern Ireland's Owen Toll. And here goes Isaac Price on the left hand side. Price looking for a little bit of movement, and he gives the ball back to Toll. Lateral pass to his captain Paddy McNair, who tends to play 90 minutes when he starts. He is Mr. Regular for Northern Ireland. Bradley on the far side, attempted flick, he's given the ball away, and Scotland pick it up once more. And Northern Ireland, it's a real backs to the wall performance at the minute.
Well, I mean,
15 minutes gone, and they've been in their own half for 90% of that period.
In the Scottish half twice, Scotland have got all the play. We've got Gilmore, who we know can play, can pass the ball in the middle of the field, running things, and we can't get near them.
And it's back with Hendry all the way back to Angus Gunn outside his penalty area. Well, the fans doing the bouncy, the green-white army away to our left.
Oh, they always enjoy themselves, Michael.
They're making all the noise, despite the fact Scotland are having all the possession. Still inside their own. It has a friendly feel, dare I say it, John?
Yeah, it has.
It has a friendly feel to it, this opening 17 minutes in Glasgow. Hampden Roar hasn't been
they've had nothing to cheer
noticeable
about.
at all.
No, they've had nothing to cheer
Waiting
about.
for a goal. Robertson, that was a poor pass by him. Of course, there's a battle between Robertson and Bradley.
You see, to be fair to Northern Ireland, that they're not trying to press them too hard in their own in the Scotland half of the field. And when they do drop off, Scotland are finding it very difficult to try and break us down. The problem we have is that when we win the ball, we don't get more than one or two touches, and then we're giving it straight back to them. And then we start all over again. I mean, to be honest, if I was Steve Clarke, I would be annoyed with the amount of possession the Scotland have had, and had very few shots on target.
Long ball played forward, looking for the chase
foul,
from Dykes.
Surely a foul.
Tussling with McNair. Northern Ireland clear their lines. Nice touch by Price infield, and that's a good run now by Shea Charles, and he finds Reid on this left hand side. Bradley's up at the back post. Reid's there too. gives the ball to Brodie Spencer. Back to Reid on this left-hand side. It's the first decent passage of possession Northern Ireland have had for about 15 minutes. Owen Toole inside the Scottish half on the halfway line. But all the Scottish bodies now are back behind the ball. Spencer's gone a little run down this left-hand side, and they play it short instead to Price. Price looks up. And he gives the ball away immediately to Nathan Patterson.
I mean, that is incredible, Michael. I mean, he's not under pressure. He's trying to pass the ball out to Brodie Spencer, and he hits it straight to a blue shirt.
So just that little flurry of excitement for the travelling fans.
It was a good break, but again, we get in a position down here with Reid at one stage and then with Brodie Spencer the other, and I'm thinking to myself, cross the ball into the box, but we tend to come back out again. It's almost as if you're not prepared to cross the ball into the box unless it's the perfect cross.
Ivan Toney equalises.
Again.
Scotland have coughed up possession to Northern Ireland, and that's a poor pass by Charles out to Bradley on the Northern Ireland right hand side up against his teammate Andy Robertson. Ivan Toney penalty, England 1-1 with Belgium. Ball inside the centre circle. McNair to Owen Toole. Northern Ireland just starting to find a little bit of confidence. Just as I say that, Spencer's giving the ball away again on the side of play for Northern Ireland throw. But
you're right, Michael, it's the first period of the play we've actually strung more than two passes together. But again, a simple ball to Brodie Spencer, and he gives it away.
Vertonghen was who brought down Toney, who took the penalty for England. So 1-1 there. It's goalless between the Republic and Switzerland after 17 minutes. Scotland win possession back in the big playoff game. 0-0 Wales against Poland, 0-0 Ukraine Iceland. Long ball to the edge of the Northern Ireland penalty. Dykes is in. Peacock Farrell comes out, does enough just to get the ball away from Dykes.
Peacock Farrell should have been out quicker. I mean, to be fair to McNair, he's shielding him, and waiting for the goalkeeper to come, and he came very late, and he almost run into Dykes.
Got away with it. Northern Ireland clear their lines, looking for Bradley to make a little bit of a run, but again, Northern Ireland are trying to live off scraps, and it's not working for them at the minute. Scotland still in possession inside their own half. We played 20 minutes, and it's Scotland 0, Northern Ireland 0. Neither goalkeeper has been seriously troubled.
No, they've had most of the possession, but I would say that neither goalkeeper has felt any sort of pressure today.
Well, I think that stripe on the Northern Ireland shorts must be ice green. That was mentioned in the press release. Whatever ice green is. Not ice cream, ice green. I know. New kits are great for marketing speak, aren't they? I still go back to the Belgium away kit that's Tintin's outfit of a sky blue top, brown shorts. I think it's white socks, which is basically Tintin, Belgium's most famous export. Scots seen a lot of the ball. They've played a lot of lateral passes amongst their back three. It's actually Tierney playing the left wing back role. That's a lunging challenge by Ali McCann, and could well go into the referee's notebook. McCann and Gilmore, totally unnecessary, and it'll be a yellow card for Ali McCann.
I mean, that's the last thing that Scottish players want, and he was late, caught him late, and he's getting booked, and rightly so.
Conor Bradley's been taking some advice, I think, from Jeremy Carroll. He came across the technical area. Of course, there's this sort of extra space in this near side. We are quite far away from the action. It's like being at Molyneux in 1981, John. Anybody remembers what Molyneux was like in 1981? The main stand was about 50 yards from the pitch. They planned to move everything, and then the money ran out. But we are quite far from the action here. Play continues. Quickly taking Scottish free kick, so Ali McCann is in the referee's notebook for that crude challenge in Billy Gilmore.
You sometimes wonder, does it get in the players' heads here, Michael? It is a friendly. There's players on the pitch. You've got the Euros to look forward to. There's players.
Nobody
on the
wants
pitch.
to get injured in a blue jersey.
Yeah, exactly.
Long straight ball out to that left-hand side, the angled ball. Northern Ireland under pressure with Trey Hume, just scoops it out of play, denying Andy Robertson.
It was a good ball, but I think Trey Hume was wise to it right away. Got in front of Robertson, kept his body between him and the goal, and eventually Robertson's just charged them in the back, and the referees give a free kick. But there's very little for the supporters to be warmed up with on such a cold night.
We talked about the second half in Bucharest. Giving friendlies a bad name.
This
is a similar feel, isn't it? We thought there was going to be an edge to this game, a first meeting for 9 years of the sides. Northern Ireland off the back of some encouragement against Denmark and against Romania. but at the minute they just haven't seen enough of the ball.
No, and I haven't seen enough of Conor Bradley in that role there to think he's actually contributing anything to the team, and that's what. I mean, we know what he can do, you know, parading up and down that right-hand side, and we haven't seen anything of him.
Long clearance by Peacock Farrell, picked up by the Scots. Gunn will clear. He's wearing pink boots, going with his luminous yellow and orange kit. Dykes is jumping for it. One in the air by Ballard into the path of Ali McCann. Just stabs it forward with an offside flag up against Conor Bradley. Dearie me.
That is poor. It's disappointing, Michael, because when you look back to the Denmark game, they played so well, you know, and they did again against Romania on Friday night, and you're just hoping that they can take it on a little bit further, but it's just not happening.
Scots have got, after tonight, sort of farewell friendlies before the Euros in June against Gibraltar and Finland, our old mates, the Finns, before they've got Germany, Switzerland, Hungary in Group A of the Euros. Kept in by Tierney. McTominay on the left-hand side. Infield to Billy Gilmore. Again, there's room for Patterson, looking for the ball to John McGinn. McGinn wins it, gets it back to Hendry. I'd love to see the possession stats. Hugely dominant for the team in dark blue. Long ball looking for that run forward by Andy Robertson, cut out by the opposite number 3, Trey Hume.
Yeah, Hume's done well against
it. Bradley's had to come back very deep to try and win the ball back. Out of play, Northern Ireland throw.
Hume's done very well against Robertson, because that's the ball he seemed to be looking for most of the time, but he's watched it all the way, and he's given Robertson no joy on that right-hand side.
John, we've played 24 minutes. I haven't written a single thing down in my notes of notes of exciting moments.
You know that if you were doing highlights, you'd be really struggling.
Scotland have the ball inside the Northern Ireland half, but they're just outnumbered by the white shirt, so maybe a chance for Northern Ireland to charge down this left-hand side with Brodie Spencer still inside his own half. He goes down under the challenge of John McGinn.
He got away with that.
Wins
he totally
lost
the ball.
Home fans don't like that.
To be fair, I tend to agree with it a little bit. You know,
Spencer's got to his feet. He's winning his 7th cap, one of the teenagers in the squad. Again, you've got the likes of Jamie Reid at 29, but on the whole, the 30-somethings are on the way out. Saville's injured. Josh McGuinness starts on the bench, and the man in the black mask, Billy Peacock Farrell's come up to nearly up to the halfway line to take this free kick. Northern Ireland's left-hand side, looking for some of the big men up. Ballard's in there, it bounces around.
It's crazy, Michael.
Flags up.
It's crazy. I mean, Peacock Farrell's literally 5 yards from the halfway line, take a free kick. And the Scots have held a real high line. They're about 15 yards outside their own 18-yard box. And the Northern Ireland players are standing offside when the free kick is taken.
Our other old mates of Switzerland, our other old mate Shaqiri has scored the goal that's put Switzerland in front halfway through the first half in Dublin against the Republic of Ireland. Republic of Ireland 0, Switzerland 1. And just still goalless Wales against Poland. Be a nervy night in Cardiff, couldn't it?
It will, yeah.
That might go to penalties as well. A reminder, Georgia went through in penalties against Greece, so Georgia will play in the European Championship finals in Germany in the summer. 0-0 here, 26 minutes gone. Patterson trying to get the ball forward. He's blocked by Isaac Price on this near side. Scored 2 goals in his last 6 games. It must have taken a touch off Patterson.
Back off him, yeah. We've got
the Northern Ireland throw in. Michael O'Neill in a dark padded coat on the edge of his stocking, the edge of his technical area on this freezing night in Glasgow.
Oh, when we don't have the ball, we're doing not bad, and you must be happy with that. But once we get the ball, we're just not holding it long enough. We're giving the ball away very, very cheaply.
Brodie Spencer's nicked a couple of yards.
We really struggle from throw-ins. We don't seem to know what we're doing from throw-ins.
Brodie Spencer on the halfway. I'm not sure that was a terribly legal throw. There's a man gone down. Isaac Price has gone down under the challenge.
He's not sure whether it was just the way he fell.
Back, or he seems in real pain.
The monitor's very far away here, Michael.
He sort of fell over the back of Nathan Patterson. He's back on his feet now. They're having a little confab. Owen Toole and Paddy McNair, along with Michael O'Neill, taking on some water down directly in front of us. It's going to be a drop ball. The Scots going to...
Yeah, I don't think it was a free kick. I think it's just the way he fell. They stopped the game.
Price is back. And play continues with the Scots in possession inside their own half.
there's no quality in the game, Michael. You know, if we're going to get a goal, we're going to need somebody to step up with a little bit of quality.
Dykes a couple of yards inside the Northern Ireland half on that left hand side. Robertson linking up. I think that's Tierney coming in.
Run.
Going to get a low cross in towards Dykes. McGinn has made an awful hash of it in the penalty spot. That was a half an opportunity for the Scots. Good tackle coming in from Patterson to rob Isaac Price down by the corner flag. McGinn has won the corner off Price. Suddenly the Scots fans find their voices and
it was a great
produce a little bit of applause.
It was a great cross into the box, Michael, and McGinn just totally mishit it. He swung at it with the left foot and it hit him on the right. We got it clear. Price did well, but then was far too casual, got caught again, and then had to get back and give the ball away for a corner.
Scotland corner on the right hand side. We've played 28 minutes here at Hampden Park. Neither goalkeeper has been troubled as yet. Curling in towards Billy Peacock Farrell. Too many white shirts. One of them heads the ball away. Robertson volleys it back in, and that's going to bounce out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, a good header again by Trey Hume over there. He's having a good game. He's having a good game there.
Northern Ireland goal kick. They're all in white with that tracery of ice green sonic waveforms. Cleared left footed by goalkeeper Billy Peacock Farrell. Flag is up. I think Jimmy Reid was backing into his man. Play continues because the Scots have possession. They've just lost it, so
he was late. He was late giving a whistle there. I think he was going to play on, and then
Scotland lost the ball.
Scotland lost the ball, and he blew the whistle.
Thought the advantage had gone, John.
Yeah, I thought so as well.
Scots have it. Half an hour nearly played in Glasgow. Freezing cold night. And there's not much on the pitch
there's nothing
to warm the fans who've turned up here. Let's see if Billy Gilmore can get Scotland going down this left-hand side. No, a good
brilliant
challenge. Hume's doing well against Robertson and Tierney.
An absolute great game.
Far side.
They're looking, to get down that left-hand side every time, and he's read it every time. But there again, Michael, from the goal kick from Peacock Farrell, he hits it too early. We're stretched. The front three are too far away from our midfield. Scotland win the ball and they come straight back at us. Andy
Robertson's down. Steve Clark, I think, has gestured to possibly one of his subs. Maybe just a precautionary measure.
Trey Hume actually, it was a tough tackle there. The ball needed to be won, and we know he likes a tackle.
He does. So Robertson's still down. I didn't quite see who the potential Scottish substitute was. Ralston, Adams, Porteous, Suter, Armstrong, Shankland, Ferguson, Taylor and McLean, the options on the bench for Scotland. A reminder that Conor Hazard looks southward with the backup goalkeepers on the bench. Then the options for outfield subs for Northern Ireland: Aaron Donnelly, debut for him. Conor McMenamin, something of a super sub. Callum Marshall, Shane Lavery, Paul Smith, the attacking threat. Paddy Lane, who started in Bucharest, as did Jordan Thompson. Caelan Boyd Muntz has been talked up in glowing terms by his manager Stephen Robinson, who's on TV duty tonight for BBC. Well, a St Mirren player with Josh McGuinness and Kieran Brown with a little bit more experience on the bench for Northern Ireland.
If you go back to the game on Friday night, Romania had a lot of the ball and we had to work very, very hard, and we were worried that as the game went on, we have tired legs. I can't see us having tired legs tonight, Michael, because this is a stroll. There's no pace in the game at all.
Robertson is back on his feet, and I think he's
just
fit
testing
to continue.
it out, isn't
the Scotland captain, he's just running it out in the far side there in front of the Scottish fans. Play continues. Scotland currently down to 10, but here Robertson's been gestured back on by referee Jones. Ball's on the far side, the Scotland left-hand side on the halfway line. Rolled back to Angus Gunn, son of Brian. And he clears the ball only as far as the head of Brodie Spencer. Spencer's won the ball back, but lucky to get it back. Here goes Brodie Spencer advancing on the penalty area. He really should have gone himself, and he's been robbed of possession. He should have run forward, not a pop at goal. Bradley's won the ball back inside the penalty area. Conor Bradley gets the shot in, and he scored! What a goal! Conor Bradley, the first Liverpool player to score for Northern Ireland in 110 years. It's their first shot on goal. It flies into the top corner of the net. Would you believe it? after 32 minutes. It's Northern Ireland leading here. Scotland 0, Northern Ireland 1, and it had to be Bradley.
Oh, I'll tell you, it was a tremendous goal. I said there's going to have to be a little bit of quality on the pitch, and to be fair, it was an awful piece of defending by the Scottish defence. They give the ball away to Bradley inside the 18-yard box. He creates the angle, and we're right in line with it, Michael. And you can see what he was trying to do. He went to bend it into that top right-hand corner, and that's exactly what he did. The keeper had no chance. I can't believe we're 1-0 up, one shot on goal. But we said it before, Michael, they've been shipping goals. They've played well in midfield in the games in the past, and against the Netherlands as well. They were poor defensively, and it's just cropped up again. Steve Clarke will be going absolutely furious with that.
That was as unlikely an event to happen on a football field.
Well, the break, Brodie Spencer broke up. He gets to the 18-yard box, seems to lose idea of what he's going to do. He loses the ball to Scotland, and we think the chance is gone, and then they hand it to Bradley on a plate.
It's not right to laugh.
It's not, but that's football.
My
God,
for what a finish.
That was a great finish.
Absolutely
That's the
beautiful.
best thing that's happened on the park all night.
Conor Bradley's first Northern Ireland goal, his 15th cap. Not quite a one-man team, but Bradley up to that point,
And kicked the ball.
by his own standards, had been remarkably anonymous. Funny old game, football, John.
It is, yeah. I mean,
I don't
possession.
think Scottish fans are laughing. They're trying to get back into this game immediately. Ryan Christie's lost it. Suddenly, there's an edge to this game.
We've always said it, Michael, down through the years. Possession means absolutely nothing. Unless you put the ball in the net, it doesn't matter how much possession you've had.
I've now written 2 words in my notes, John. Bradley goal. 32nd minute.
How long's left, Michael? Can you see?
11 minutes of normal time left in the first half. Northern Ireland somehow leading with the first shot
at
goal.
1-0 at half time.
Oh.
I said that earlier, we were talking about it. I said, I bet you the Scottish players. Bradley's going on their own again. I bet the Scottish players were sitting in the dressing room in the Netherlands on Friday night thinking, how did we lose film that 4-0? They're going to be sitting in the dressing room at half time, I hope, tonight, and thinking, how are we 1-0 down in this game?
So you go back to what Billy Hamilton scored the last goal here at Hampden Park for Northern Ireland, the senior men's team back in March 81. That 1-1 World Cup qualifying draw. John Wark at the equaliser shortly afterwards for Scotland. But Northern Ireland, the recent record, there haven't been that many matches in the last 40 years. There was that win in Belfast that John played in as a sub in December 1983. The last victory against the Scots, that was in Belfast. And then you go back to the glory days of the Bay City Rollers, and Tommy Cassidy scored the winner in 74. So it's a 50-year gap Northern Ireland are trying to bridge tonight. And they're one up. There's a break now for
I think that's Robertson
Scottish
again.
injury, and he is coming off.
Yeah, I think he's coming off.
Andy Roberts is going to hand the armband to John McGinn. Robertson's going off. There's Jeremy O'Carroll, Michael O'Neill deep in discussions in the Northern Ireland technical area. So neither Jurgen Klopp nor Steve Clarke wanted to see something like this tonight.
No, they don't.
Andy Robertson coming off. John McGinn now with the armband on. McGinn discussions with Steve Clarke as manager.
I'm trying to see who's coming on. He's just down in front. It was number 19. Yeah,
and it is Lewis Ferguson of Bologna, the Bologna captain.
Yeah,
who's in great form in Serie A. 6 goals and 6 assists. So the match hasn't really restarted since the Northern Ireland goal.
No. Now we've got this throw in just level with the 18-yard box on the far side.
So is this a big chance for Lewis Ferguson to impress? I think he's only started a couple of games for Scotland, this being his 12th cap. And he's wearing 19 in defensive duties on that far side. Northern Ireland have this throw in. Still goalless Wales against Poland.
Caught offside
Ball's
again,
out of
Michael.
play.
It's poor. Caught offside, from the throw in.
1-1 England-Belgium. Swiss still leading 1-0 in Dublin. They're all doing the bouncy of the Green-White Army. They're enjoying themselves. Northern Ireland putting pressure on Scotland inside. Scotland have been rattled by that goal, which came out of nowhere. Does Brodie? I think Brodie Spencer gets an assist for that, doesn't he?
Come on.
1-0. We've got 8 minutes of normal time, plus I would say a fair whack of additional time in the first half. Scotland trying to come back with an equaliser on the attack down the left-hand side, the far side here. We're going to get the cross in from the left, nodded away by the Northern Ireland defence. I think it was Ballard, yep. Back in situ after missing the last couple. Congratulations to him for the birth of his son Colby. And Gilmore sweeps it out to that far left-hand side. Ball infield to Christie. Christie, two defenders around him as he won the corner kick. He tries to get the cross in, and
a bit of indecision
McNair
again.
was waiting for Peacock Farrell to come, and he didn't come, and McNair just had to curl that ball up towards a handball, I think, against Jimmy Reid. Play on, because Scotland are in possession.
But again, good defending by Trey Hume. I think this is the best game I've seen Hume play.
Lewis Ferguson looking lively on that left-hand side since coming on. He knows it's an opportunity for him.
Well, the only thing, it's got to breathe life into the game. Scotland have got to try and up the tempo and create something. And I think the goal now gives us something to hold on to, and it's giving us a little bit of an extra sprint in our step.
You live in hope that in 10, 12, 15 years' time we'll be looking back at Conor Bradley's career. The first goal came at Hampden Park, and what a cracker it was. Nathan Patterson helps the ball towards the edge of the Northern Ireland penalty area. That's good defensive work being put in on this near side by Owen Toll at the expense of a Scotland throw in. Quickly taken, they're one goal down here.
As
6
I said,
minutes
Michael,
left in the first half.
Defensively, we've played well, played okay. It's just when we've had the ball, we've been really, really sloppy.
Ball's out of play, Scotland throw in on this near side. Quickly taken by Patterson. All that singing is being done by that little Trivial Pursuit segment of Northern Ireland fans away to our left. Conor Bradley has put them in front here at Hampden Park. The Scottish fans are stunned. They cannot, in the words of another famous Scotsman, they can't believe it. Poked forward to Ryan Christie on the left-hand side. Strong challenge coming in, ball out of play. And that was our friend, the goal scorer Conor Bradley, who likes to tackle too.
We know he can do that.
McTominay with a cross in from the left-hand side is overstruck.
Yeah, but that's
Northern
good play.
Ireland goal kick. The Scots are rattled.
Yeah, good play, good defence again. McNair's taking care of Dykes up front, and then I think it's McGinn's coming in, and Brodie Spencer's closed them down, and they just let the ball go over their head and it's gone out for a goal kick. This is what I like to see, Michael. Peacock Farrell's taking a goal kick, and we've pushed up, and we're right up on top of Scotland now. And if the ball drops, whether we win it or they win it, we've got a chance.
Our pals, the Romanians, are 2 down against Colombia, and that's a friendly being played, I think, in Madrid. Scotland are on the ball inside the Northern Ireland half with Billy Gilmore. The Scots have suddenly realised they're in a match here.
They're in a match, yeah.
It's back with Tierney inside his own half. Gilmore looks up. Ferguson's now taking a more central position, but Patterson, who's been the out for so much of the opening 40 minutes, gets the ball infield. The captain now, John McGinn, lays it off to Gilmore. Curled cross is easily cut out by Trey Hume inside his penalty area, looking for Bradley to make the run forward. All Hume could do was put it over the halfway line, where it's picked up by Tierney.
That's all he could do, but he's in the right position again, on that right hand side of the defence.
This is Hendry to Nathan Patterson. Patterson infield. Steve Clark agitated on the edge of his technical area on this chilly March evening here in Glasgow. Out to that far side. Back to Cooper. They're going through the songbook, the Green and White Army.
Yeah, the Northern Ireland team are keeping keeping Scotland in front of them. They haven't allowed them to get down the back, of the two full-backs at all. And that makes it very easy then for the 3 lads in the centre of the defence to defend.
Hendry all the way back to goalkeeper.
You listen to the crowd now, Michael,
They're getting in the Scottish backs.
Yeah.
I think when this fixture was really taken, that Northern Ireland were playing the roles of sacrificial victims.
I think so, yeah. Dear me.
That's another slightly late challenge by Isaac Price, but Gilmore's back on his feet. Long ball down that Scottish right-hand channel. Not out of play by Owen Toll. He's done well.
He's done well. He doesn't, it's nothing fancy.
Unfussy.
Yeah, he just does it. If it has to be knocked out for a goal kick or for a corner kick or for a throw-in, he takes no chances.
Northern Ireland leading through Conor Bradley's first senior international goal, and a beauty it was. Top bins. Defending now Northern Ireland as McGinn gives the ball back to Patterson on the right hand side, but Brodie Spencer hassling him very well. Wins the ball back. Shea Charles does extremely well. Here goes Isaac Price giving it up. There's a nice touch now. Shea Charles, edge of the area, big area to shoot. Shea Charles on his right foot. Charles shoots. Oh, he's put it wide. That was so nearly 2-0. He's put a mega chance wide of the far right post. And that really should have been 2-0.
Yeah, it was a great break again. You know, Bradley plays him in from the ball. I think it was from Brodie Spencer. When he first got it, Michael, I thought just on the edge of the 18-yard box, I thought he was going to hit it first time, but he took one or two touches, seemed to make another angle for himself, and then just put it past the goalkeeper's left-hand post.
Oh, the Green and White Army will be
it should have been 2-0.
Praying that in just over an hour's time that they don't rue that, the team don't rue that, miss that. Oh, goodness me.
Yeah, it's a great chance.
Shea Charles, that might have been his first senior international goal. Suddenly this game was picked up. Yeah,
and you know, despite all their possession, Northern Ireland had the two best chances of the game, scored one and really should have added a second.
Everywhere we go now, Scotland looking for an equaliser before half-time. It's fed out to McTominay. Long range shot wide of the post.
Yeah.
I think Billy Peacock-Farrell had it covered, but he fizzed that one.
Yeah, he had a go. He's a long way out, Michael. Peacock-Farrell would have been annoyed at it. Had been beaten from that distance, but I think he had it covered all the way.
Oh, it was always wide. Slicing wide,
it was well wide
of the right-hand post as we look. So Billy Peacock-Farrell, he's taking as much time as he's permitted. There's a minute and a half of normal time left here at Hampden Park in the first half, and Northern Ireland has scored through one of their two chances, and they're 1-0 up against the Scots. That's been missed by Reid. It's back to Gunn. He's been put under pressure by the Northern Ireland number 10, who scored that debut goal in Bucharest on Friday night. Tierney, is it Ferguson on that left? Infield of Ferguson. Scots in possession on the halfway line again. There's lots of room on this near side for Nathan Patterson. I think of all the 20 outfield players he's seen, as much of that, he's given the ball away though. And Shea Charles has done well infield. Isaac Price is opportunity now for Bradley. Bradley in the edge of the area. Bradley's in. He's going to end the penalty. Oh, he overran it. And somehow it's been scooted out by the Scots, who were all at sea as Bradley ran at them.
Again, Michael, it's from a goal kick from Bailey Peacock-Farrell. Put it into their half, put them under a little bit of pressure there, closing down quickly, and the chances will come. And another great chance. I thought he should have shot a lot sooner. Bradley, again, he's just trying to maybe just take too much out of it.
What did we do before Bradley came into this team, John?
I don't know.
For excitement, and they were.
But to be fair, it was great play by Charles. Charles wins the ball in his own half, Michael. You know, makes the break. The ball goes out to Bradley. He's steaming up the right hand side.
Northern
again.
Ireland don't want this half to finish, John.
They don't know.
They've got this corner on the right hand side. There's that Busque. They take it quickly and they take it short, and it's going to come back in now from the right hand side from Bradley, and that's over the top, out of play. 2 additional minutes minimum off to be played.
I think he done them justice there. It was actually Price.
Yeah. Was Price on that right hand side.
What was it, Michael?
2 additional minutes minimum.
I thought there'd been more than that.
Just for the breaks in play and the injury to a couple of injuries to Robertson before he went off. Dykes, haven't seen too much of him, have we?
No, we haven't. That's good play by McKenna.
Northern Ireland have won the ball.
I'm not sure what that was.
Not sure about that. There's a Scotsman down on the far side, and it's a free kick has been given.
Yeah.
I think it is McTominay, isn't it?
Yeah, that is.
It's far away, aren't they? We could do it being about 45 yards closer to the touchline.
You got to see this out now. With a minute or so left, in this first half, you don't want to be giving them any sort of hope.
Right, we've played one of the 2 additional minutes. It'll be a terrible time for Northern Ireland to concede an equaliser. This free kick.
McTominay's not happy with somebody there, and the referee's had to pull him away. I'm not sure why.
2 standing over this Scottish free kick. It's going to be played to Tierney inside the penalty area. Real threat. Tierney gets across and misses everybody in a blue jersey. And it's out of play on this near side. He fizzed that cross in.
Somebody got a touch on it. I don't know whether it was a header or
head, but Scotland have possession. Northern Ireland have 30 seconds left.
Went to sleep slightly on that free kick, Michael. We're all expecting a cross into the box, and they played it short.
Long ball forward by Gunn. Might break now for Ferguson on the right hand side. Only to McNair and Spencer, and eventually hacked clear and out of play. I think that was Toll.
Yeah, Toll wasn't expecting the ball from Spencer, and he didn't get enough on it.
We've played the additional 2 minutes. Scotland have this throw in on their right hand side, and it's with Ryan Christie, who's thinking about the long range shot, gets the ball into the area. It's side footed away by Ballard into the night sky here in Glasgow. Bradley will link up well.
Absolutely brilliant.
And that's the half-time whistle blown by referee Rob Jones. The boos are from the Scottish fans. The cheering and the dancing and the bounces are being done by the Green and White Army away to our left. Northern Ireland are leading by a goal to nil. And it might have been more, John O'Neill.
Yeah, I mean, for 30 minutes they had all the possession, put us under no pressure whatsoever. We defended well, particularly Trey Hume on the right hand side. On the ball we were awful. We couldn't string two passes together, and then all of a sudden we get a couple of breaks. We get a great goal from Conor Bradley, and to be honest, Michael, he should have scored a second. Football's a stupid, silly game, and from a game that meant absolutely nothing, going nowhere, we could have been 2-0 in at half time.
If the Scots didn't deserve to lose 4 to the Dutch in Amsterdam, they probably don't deserve to be 1 down, but the stats don't matter.
It doesn't matter. I said before the game, they had as many good chances as the Dutch did, but unfortunately they didn't take them, and they were sloppy at the back, and they were sloppy at the back again. And to be honest, Michael, the goal was handed us to it on a plate, and you can't do that. But in terms of chances on the other end, they've had nothing. We've defended really well. We've kept everything in front of us. Hume on one side and Bruce Spencer on the other side would not let them in round the back, and the lads will gladly play in front of them. The back three are very comfortable doing that. They have got to come out in the second half and up this, because
it's a big 45 for Scotland.
45. You see the reaction from the supporters. They're booing them off the park, and this team are going to the Euros. Our fans are over there bouncing, and we're going nowhere.
No, not literally. We might be going somewhere. We might be heading to a first win at Hampden Park for the men's side in nearly 50 years. So what does Michael O'Neill do? We always try and second guess a half. You just more of the same.
Just more of the
going.
same. Unless they change it up some way and start to cause us problems, keep it the same. Bradley's doing okay in terms of when he's getting them on the ball. I still think his best position is in that right back position, going up and down. But what do I know? He scored the cracking goal, probably the goal of his career. Next
goal in this match. Huge significance.
Yeah, very, very significant. If we get 2 in front, I don't think they've shown us enough to think that they're going to come back against it. But having said that, we're still inexperienced, Michael. It's still a learning game. There's a lot of young lads out there still learning their trade. There's at times, when we're giving the ball away stupidly, we've got to cut that out, because against better teams we'll be punished. But this is great at the minute for us. Considering, when we look back at that Finland game when they beat us 4-0 and we were really down in the dumps and we couldn't see light at the end of the tunnel, and all of a sudden it changed. And for a little bit, maybe it's overdue that Michael had not much luck in that campaign, and maybe the luck has turned our way now.
A wonderful goal by Conor Bradley. It might have been 2 just before half-time. Let's not be greedy, though. Let's get the thoughts of the boys in the studio in Belfast. It's Scotland 0, Northern Ireland 1 at half-time.
Good work, John and Michael. Northern Ireland leading by a goal to nil. Remember what I told you? 8 years this coming Friday since Scotland last won a friendly at home. We will get the thoughts of Keith Gillespie and Michael O'Connor shortly. But first, let's get you the very latest BBC News.
BBC News NI on Radio Ulster and on BBC Sounds.
Good evening, I'm Ron Kinney. President Biden says the US federal government will pay to rebuild a bridge in the city of Baltimore, which collapsed after being struck by a cargo ship. Officials say the vessel sent a Mayday signal before the collision, which meant the bridge could be shut. Baltimore's port is one of the busiest on America's eastern seaboard. Thousands of people rely on it for work. Nick J. Mosby, the president of Baltimore City Council, says it will take time to clear the rubble and allow trade to resume.
You have all this intertwined steel with this huge cargo ship, with these concrete pillars still erected, with a part of the bridge on the floor of this river, before you get to figuring out the logistics around moving new ships in and out. Is really about that cleanup of that.
The family and friends of murder victim Chloe Mitchell have gathered to remember her on what would have been her 22nd birthday. Chloe's body was found last June, around a week after she was reported missing in the County Antrim town. Our reporter Kevin Sharkey was at the remembrance event in King George's Park.
Today was the birthday that Chloe Mitchell didn't get to celebrate, and for the past 9 months Her family, most especially her parents, have been grieving. This community and these neighbours came together to support the Mitchell family and to remember Chloe. In King George's Park in Ballymena earlier this evening, two families of murder victims, Natalie McNally in Lurgan and Chloe Mitchell here in Ballymena, embracing, comforting, supporting each other. Today, for Chloe Mitchell's family, just one more step on their ongoing journey of grief.
North Korea's state television channel has censored an episode of Alan Titchmarsh's Garden Secrets because he was wearing the wrong trousers. His jeans were blurred out for the duration of the episode because denim trousers were declared a symbol of American imperialism by North Korea's former leader Kim Jong-il. Mr. Titchmarsh said he didn't mind.
I've never seen myself as a dangerous, subversive imperialist. I'm generally regarded as rather cosy and pretty harmless, so actually it's given me a bit of street cred, really, hasn't it?
And with the weather, here's Barra.
Some very wet and windy conditions can be expected this evening and overnight, especially towards the east coast. A weather warning for rain has been issued for counties Antrim and Down through the night until 10 a.m. on Wednesday morning for rain. So there is likely to be some disruption and possibly some flooding. So quite an unsettled start to the day tomorrow, but it will slowly improve with some brighter weather later in the day.
BBC News.
This is Sportsound International Football.
Listen live on digital, online or on BBC Sounds.
Welcome back. Northern Ireland leading in Glasgow. Just about remembered that. Northern Ireland leading in Glasgow by a 1-0 scored by Conor Bradley. Mention was made of that last Northern Ireland goal at Hampden scored by Billy Hamilton. It was 43 years ago to the day, yesterday, that Billy Hamilton was the last player to score a goal for Northern Ireland at Hampden Park. It finished 1-1 in that particular game, the 25th of March 1981. And remember, if they can hang on and win the game, it'll be, nearly 50 years this coming May since Northern Ireland last beat Scotland in Glasgow. So that's how unusual this particular set of circumstances is. Keith Gillespie and Michael O'Connor watching with me. Keith, what did you make of that first half?
I mean, in the commentary we heard all about it, the possession that Scotland had, but you know, with that possession, and there was nothing for Bailey Peacock-Farrell to do. And if you just sort of analyse the chances, you know, we could be sitting 2-0 up. You know, so we contained them. You know, away from home in international football, you know, you're not going to have a lot of the ball at times, and you've got to learn to be disciplined, and we've done that. And you know, we scored a really great goal out of it. And you know, it's pretty much job done. Well, half of it done.
Yes.
You know, and just more of the same. Just keep the discipline in the second half, because I think they do look a little bit suspect at the back, and there will be more chances on the break.
For half an hour in the game, Michael, nothing really happened. And then all of a sudden, a little bit of pressure high up the pitch. Northern Ireland get the ball back. You think they've lost it, and then it's a shocking mistake from Nathan Patterson to give the ball back. Little deflection, little bit of luck. Takes it into the top corner, and Conor Bradley has his first goal. He can do no wrong.
No, I hadn't really noticed him the first 30 minutes until he done that. But he done well because he realised he just kept pressing. You know, he went right across the 18-yard box, won the ball off him, and took his goal really well. There was a slight deflection. But it's the first 30 minutes like a training match. It's like attack for defence, but without any chances.
Yes.
I think the back, especially the back three from Northern Ireland, super. They're only against one, Lyndon Dykes. Out of possession, midfield too as well, doing really well, because they're against 3 or 4 at times. Held their shape really well. Discipline's been good. It's just in possession at times. You know, you need to make it 1 or 2 passes because they're in the low block. So if you don't make them 1 or 2 passes, you can't make the pitch big and get on the ball. And that's basically what's happened in Northern Ireland. But on the break, they look really dangerous.
And if you're one of the back three, Michael, and you know, you're, as you say, they've defended well, but they've found themselves, you know, under a little bit of pressure. You want the lads in front of you to try and keep it for a bit longer rather than just seeing the ball coming back at you constantly.
Yeah, kept coming back at times.
It's draining, not physically draining because of what Keith had said in terms of they're not making chances, but it must be mentally draining if the opposition has the ball constantly. The level of concentration, you're not really getting a break to think about things whenever, maybe the lads up the top end of the pitch have kept the ball for long periods of time. That's the one thing that they haven't really been able to do in the game.
They haven't, but the back three, they're against Dykes. There's no runners from midfield really getting past. McGinn come to get the ball at his feet, come inside. If you got Christie sitting really deep, McTominay's not making them runs behind. So at the minute now, the shape's really good and they're not hurting Northern Ireland at all.
This great sort of 12-15 minutes, Keith, didn't he, when Bradley scores, Andy Robertson goes off, Brodie Spencer finds Bradley, and all of a sudden the pitch opens up and Shea Charles has the chance, he puts wide of the post, and then Bradley, all of a sudden he decides, I'm really enjoying myself tonight, and he makes this other great run, and he just can't get himself set to get a shot away. But that 12-15 minutes coming right before half-time, there has to be a spring in the step of the Northern Ireland lads heading down the tunnel into the dressing room, doesn't there?
Yeah, I mean, the goal gave us a big boost, and then you've seen, how much confidence it gave us. You've seen with Shea Charles breaking into the box. To be fair, he's got to score. He's got to hit the target at least. And then with Connor's chance, we spoke about it off air. I think if we were to play, 5-4-1, what we're doing tonight, you have to get Trey Hume on the side and you have to get Connor Bradley, and I think Connor Bradley on that right wing can be really effective for us, because you've seen even playing for Liverpool how well he does when he gets further up the pitch. So you want him in advanced areas, and he can obviously finish as well with the goal that he scored tonight.
And there's plenty of encouragement now that Scotland have offered Northern Ireland. In terms of, John was saying defensively, they do look vulnerable.
Yep, they do.
They look like a team that's shipped a lot of goals in recent games.
Yep, I mean, I hadn't realised they'd shipped that many until you said at the start of the programme. But yep, they do look, quite suspect. And we need to just make sure that when we are on the counter attack against them, that we don't misplace passes. We take those opportunities and make chances. Because it's easy, to break forward and all of a sudden it breaks down and you're on the back foot again. But, Scotland have just offered nothing at all going forward. They've been really, really poor. But I'd say, we'll probably get a reaction from Scotland. Especially they won't be happy about getting booed off at half-time in a friendly. And as John said, this is a country going to the Euros. So
80 days from now, they'll be playing Germany in the opening match.
Well, yeah, It's not looking good for them. I know it's a while off still, but when you're going through a bad run, you wanna stop that rot as quickly as possible.
Some of the other games that might interest you, we mentioned that Scotland were playing the host Germany in that opening game. The hosts tonight are playing the Netherlands in a friendly. It's Germany 1, the Netherlands 1 at half time. Remember, the Netherlands beat Scotland 4-0 at the end of last week. England are 2-1 down against Belgium. At one stage we thought they were 2-1 up, but Jared Bowen had a goal disallowed. Ivan Toney has scored for England. The Republic of Ireland are trailing by 1-0 against Switzerland. Roberto Di Matteo apparently is in the crowd for that one, so that's got tongues wagging. Who will be the long-term appointee, next manager of the Republic of Ireland. Spain are beating Brazil by 1-0. That's another one of the eye-catching friendlies. And France 2-1 up against Chile. And then in the games that matter, the playoffs, teams that have a chance of still going to the finals, Georgia beat Greece 4-2 on penalties after a 0-0 draw. So they've qualified. It's Wales 0, Poland 0 at half-time. And it's Ukraine 0, Iceland 1. So that's you up to date with some of the other games that are taking place this evening. We should remind you that the Northern Ireland under-21s, Tommy Wright's team, came from a goal down to beat Serbia in their qualifier earlier. They won by 2-1. Charlie Allen and Craig Farquhar scoring the goals. Brilliant pass in that game in the move for the first goal for Charlie Allen from Sean Stewart. If you get a chance to see that one, have a look. And the under-17s, I think, are still drawing 1-1. Andy Waterer's team against Hungary in their final game in their group. They're still at St George's Park, and having lost to England and France already, they're playing Hungary, and it's 1-1. Michael, we didn't get a chance to talk about it at length earlier. We did mention the fact that Keith never got to play against Scotland. You came on for half an hour at Hampden Park. Sammy Clingan, he must have been creaking. His knees must have been creaking that night. You had to
he passed on to me because my knees aren't too good either.
You had to come on and rescue the show.
Yeah.
A minute after that, Northern Ireland won a penalty. David Healy missed it. It was saved by Craig Gordon. But I remember it was lashing out of the heavens that night, wasn't it? It was a really wet night, 0-0 draw.
Yeah, it was. I remember you just said to me, it's the first thing I remember. The rain was horrendous. But yeah, I remember coming on. I think Ryan McGivern got sent off.
He did.
We're down to 10 men, so it was back against the wall for I think it was a good half hour or so. Was
2008. 16 years ago.
Make me feel old here. I'm only 36.
Where did it all go?
I don't know. It went so quick. But no, it was good result. Say if Dave would have scored that penalty, he would have got the 1-0 win. But
so unreliable, wasn't he, Keith? Over the years.
Well, Keith said he's missed a few, and he Keith in the past, so I'll tell him about that.
Right. Well, the Scottish players are coming back out of the tunnel. Remember, Northern Ireland have played 27 times at Hampden Park. They've only won 3 times, but 2 of those victories were by a single goal to nil. Will Conor Bradley's goal be the difference tonight? We shall see. Another 45 minutes to come in the presence of John O'Neill and Michael McNamee.
No changes, I think, to either of the 2 teams that finished the first half. Northern Ireland have got Peacock Farrell in goal, wing backs of Human Spencer, then it's Ballard, McNair and Toll in defence. Conor Bradley, Ali McCann, Shea Charles and Isaac Price all trying to support Jimmy Reid up front, and the Scots had to make that change. Captain Andy Robertson went off. He was replaced by Lewis Armstrong. It's Gunn and goal, and Patterson, Hendry, Cooper and Tierney. And it's McGinn, Gilmore, McTominay, Ferguson and Christie, with Dykes the lone striker. Our match referee is Englishman Rob Jones. We do have VAR here. The VAR officials Michael Salisbury. Northern Ireland in their white tops with those ice green flashes of sonic waveforms and a pattern across the shirt, with I think navy shorts with ice green flashes on them, white socks, and the Scots all in dark blue with yellow numbers and yellow flashes on their kit. And Northern Ireland, as we sit high in the main stand here, in a freezing night in Glasgow, Northern Ireland playing from left to right, with Billy Peacock Farrell away to our left, and John O'Neill, who played that vital role in December 1983 in Belfast, the last win against Scotland, is huddled up alongside me as Angus Gunn gets the ball out to this near side. And the pressure in the opening 15 minutes of this half is in Scotland to get an equaliser, and then he's going to have to make changes. Steve Clark.
Well, we haven't started. I don't think we've started the second half in the last few games particularly well. So it's important for the first 10 or 15 minutes, Michael, that we don't give them any opportunities, don't give them any, hope that they can get back into this game. And I think we need to have a little bit more belief of ourselves when we're on the ball.
Tierney ball infield to Christie. And there's room now for Ferguson, poked out to that far side, the Scottish right, onto the left foot, low shot straight at Peacock Farrell. That was a weak one in the end and easily taken.
Yeah, it was a poor shot, no pace on the ball at all. It was almost like a back pass. But there again, they've come off from the kickoff, gone straight up the field and had a shot on goal. We've got to get our heads on, and start concentrating, make sure we give them nothing.
The Hampden Park media Wi-Fi is packed up, so we're completely dislocated from the rest of the world, so I have no idea what's going to go on in the second half. So hopefully the producer might whisper them quietly, not quite loudly in the ear here. It is quite a noisy atmosphere, but it has been remarkable since the goal.
It's been very quiet.
I just look across to the far side, that tier of Scottish faces, and
there's nothing there.
Stunned.
Yeah, there's nothing going on.
And
no flags
to our left, on their feet for the entire first half, singing and dancing, especially after that goal flew in off the boot of Conor Bradley. There was a slight deflection, but it was always heading into the top right-hand corner of the goal. And here goes Tierney down the left-hand side. Threat now from Scotland. Tierney gets to the edge of the area, squares it. Attempted shot by Ferguson, comes off. It was blocked by the Northern Ireland defender, illegally claim the home fans. It came off McNair, and that's a deflected header by Brodie Spencer, out of play, and the Scots are hopeful of an equaliser early in this second half.
Well, we should have expected this, and we've started poorly again, Michael. But we said before, just at half time, they've got to up the game, they've got to bring something to the game, and we've got to stay with them now for the next 5 or 10 minutes.
Tierney infield to Scott McTominay. Scott's with the ball inside the centre circle with Hendry out to that right hand side. There's room now as the cross comes in. It's a poor one, and it's over the crossbar and out of play for Northern Ireland. Goal kick.
Yeah, I mean, it's a terrible cross. He's got acres of room. I don't know how he got
Patterson.
I don't know how Patterson got so much room on that right hand side. He had all the time in the world to put a decent cross in, and he puts it out for a goal kick.
Credit where credit's due. Thanks to whoever provided the meat pies for the small meat pie each for the media. And also our dear friend, he's a regular listener, so we've got to say hello to Marshall Gillespie, our stats man, who did provide that stat about Conor Bradley's goal being the first one scored by a Liverpool player for Northern Ireland since Billy Lacey against England on Valentine's Day 1914. Other things were happening in the world in 1914, but Billy Lacey was a Liverpool player who scored for Northern Ireland, or Ireland they would have been back in those days. So Conor Bradley has bridged that gap of over a century and bridged that gap back to Billy Hamilton here in 1981. The Northern Ireland free kick on the halfway line.
Yeah, I think Brodie Spencer just got a whack in the back of the head there. It's taken him a little while to recover.
Very high defensive line by the Scots. They're looking for Ballard, Northern Ireland. That was a little bit of push on him. It's a harem-scarum stuff inside the Scottish half. And it's been absolutely hoofed out of play. Like an Irish out half by Brodie Spencer.
I remember,
like he's playing at Murrayfield.
I remember one game we played when I was at Leicester and Bob Hazel was playing alongside me, and he did the absolute same. He just booted it straight into the crowd, and I said, "What'd you do that for?" He says it demoralises them.
Big Bob. Here come the Scots on the right hand side now. Patterson's got a good ball in. That takes a deflection in the hands of Bailey Peacock Farrell. We played 4.5 minutes in the second half. Still Scotland 0, Northern Ireland 1.
Yeah, and again they're getting all the chances. You know, they've got most of the possession. We're having to defend well. Brodie Spencer again, you know, didn't quite cut out the cross, but he did enough to, you know, to divert it straight to Bailey Peacock Farrell.
Price gets the ball out to that left hand side. Now the break is on, but Patterson was able to get the challenge in on Brodie Spencer and win the ball back for the Scots, all in that dark blue. With
I think that's why. I think Brodie Spencer's having his problems out there, Michael, because he's a right-footed player, and he's finding himself in position, you know, where he's trying to get the ball onto his right foot all the time, and he's not getting the time to do that.
And that's a poor touch by Hendry.
Yeah,
he's conceded the free kick on the far. And Scots are making mistakes here. You mentioned the fact they've weaknesses in defence. Those 18 goals in the last 6 games. Northern Ireland score the next goal here. It's a long way back for Steve Clarke's team, and you're talking about having to look at maybe Shanklin coming on, or Stuart Armstrong maybe to win his 50th cap. He's going to have to ring the changes.
Yeah, to try and rescue something.
And again, a very high defensive line by the Scots from this Northern Ireland free kick on the left hand side.
I would get 2 players on the ball and play it from there. I mean, this is too easy.
Ballard in the middle of the park. He's down under the challenge.
It's too easy to defend, Michael.
The Scots are going to break on this left-hand side. Good challenge coming in for Bradley, who wins the throw-in. He did. That was a Northern Irish ball. That took a touch off Tierney.
Tierney wasn't too happy with him either. Shoves him in the chest.
Michael O'Neill's technical area. We've played 6 minutes here in Glasgow. Scotland 0, Northern Ireland 1. Conor Bradley with that goal after 32 minutes. Tierney trying to get the ball forward. He accidentally nutmegs Bradley. The Scots have it still inside the centre circle with Billy Gilmore. Gilmore looks up, looking for that run from Lewis Ferguson. Ferguson wins the header, and Christie edge of the area. Christie squares it, and that was a good defensive touch, I think, in the end from Trey Hume.
Yeah,
it took it out of the path of the Scots, and it's out of play for Northern Ireland. Goal kick. Little bit of good fortune.
Yeah, he got under the cross that time, Trey Hume. He's cut out so many of those crosses in the first half, but he just got underneath that one, and it's gone to Gilmore, and he's pulled it back for, I think it was a Tierney to have the shot, but he got the vital touch in there.
Ferguson coming more and more into this game for Scotland. Son of Derek.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
And they're all watching as the man in the mask. Billy Peacock Farrell clears left-footed, well over the halfway line. It's breezy up here in the main stand, but the flags aren't blowing in.
Yeah, it looks as if it's a good night down there.
Cold night. Northern Ireland have got the ball back, but a pinball now, and they're trying to find Shea Charles, and they have it with Brodie Spencer. Nice flick. Spencer continued his run forward on the left-hand side. There are 3 white shirts waiting for a decent cross, but he's been well tackled by Nathan Patterson. Scots have the ball back inside their own half. Ferguson just outside his own penalty area. Little pull of the jersey maybe, but play on says the referee because the Scots are in possession of the ball. We played 8 minutes in the second half. Northern Ireland still leading.
Spencer gets himself into great positions out there, but he just doesn't get the time to get the ball into the box.
Tierney, ball down the line for Ryan Christie. Little foul on him, I think, by Trey Hume. Scotland free kick halfway line there left. And Conor Bradley stands in front of Tierney. Something you do in the under-9s to prevent the quickly take a free kick. Remember, there's just one man in the referee's notebook, and that's Ali McCann. Forward by Gilmore. The man's onside, the right-hand side.
Well onside.
Shouldn't have nodded back.
Yeah.
That was dangerous by Price, but it fell to a white shirt. Northern Ireland possession of the ball inside their own half. Looking to see if there's any movement in that Scottish bench, which played nearly 9 minutes in the second half. Scots trailing here. They've coughed up possession to Shea Charles.
Awful.
Charles feeds his man on that left-hand side. Chance now for Reid. Edge of the area. Reid swings at it.
He was unlucky.
Screws it wide.
Yeah, I mean, they've given the ball away again. It's a poor header by Hendry again. Shea Charles, feeds it to Reid, and you could see he was trying to hit it right away, but he couldn't get the ball out from underneath his feet, and it screwed wide of the goal.
John, this is one of these awful performances for a team who are qualified for a chance. It's throwing up more questions than potential answers for Steve Clarke.
Yeah.
Question marks over his defence.
Yeah, definitely his defence.
Suter came on in Amsterdam, didn't have
he didn't have a
great
good game
time
when
in
he
the
came
last
on.
15 minutes either. They are missing the likes of Hanley and McKenna, who pulled out of the squad. No Callum McGregor, no Hickey either for Scotland. And they have the ball on the right-hand side. They need a goal to settle the nerves. Now, it's a ball that bounced off the Northern Irish shin. McTominay halfway inside the Northern Ireland half. There's room now on this left-hand side for Tierney. They're queuing up for a decent cross. The Scottish players inside the penalty area. Tierney gets past Hume, goes to the back post. Brodie Spencer's going to let that bounce, and it falls for Isaac Price on the Northern Irish left. Pokes it forward for Spencer. Spencer goes down under the challenge of Billy Gilmore, and that should be a yellow card for Gilmore.
I mean, he's nowhere near the ball. He knows he's going to get outpaced there, and he just took the legs right from under him. He's surely got to bring a yellow card out.
That is a yellow card for Gilmore.
It's unlike Gilmore as well. He's not that type of player, but I think that's probably down to the frustration.
He took one for the team, isn't that the cliche? That Spencer was breaking away. Conor Bradley's come across for a bit of water and an arm and shoulder discussion from manager Michael O'Neill and the pat in the back. And another word or two from Dermot O'Carroll. We've played 10.5 minutes in the second half. Scotland 0, Northern Ireland 1. Still no sign of the Wi-Fi picking up here. Welsh might be 4 up for all we know, John.
I know.
Poles might be 4 up. Sounds like a nervy night in Cardiff. There's word from NASA control in Belfast. No, there's not. Free kick to Northern Ireland to be taken by Billy Peacock Farrell, the goalkeeper, hoisting it high, looking for Ballard back in the Northern Ireland team tonight. It's bouncing around inside the Scottish half. Nodded on by Charles. It's going to fall for Price, who tries a wonder goal from outside the area with the outside of his foot. Gets it all wrong.
He's about 25-30 yards out. You can see what he was trying to do. He was trying to hit it on the volley and loop it over the goalkeeper, but you're right, Michael, got it totally wrong. Skewed off the outside of his foot.
Diagonal ball by the Scots, looking for that man on the right-hand side, but it's not into the path of Ferguson. Again, good work by Spencer. That's a foul.
That's got
the referee.
Foul. He said him from
Scots
behind.
Come from behind. They've won that ball, and it's a push down by Charles on McTominay. I don't think Northern Ireland get the rub of the green there from referee Jones. Now we're about to see a change. Josh McGuinness is about to come on.
That's for Reid.
For cap number 78.
Yeah, that's for Jamie Reid.
And yes, no surprise, Jamie Reid will be making way after 12 minutes of the second half. Waves to the green and white army, who love him already for what he did in Bucharest and what he's done tonight in the opening 57 minutes. Big hug from his manager. It's like a Roy of the Rovers story. Jamie Reid, the age of 29, and Josh McGuinness at the age of 30-something, looking to add to his collection of 11 international goals. He's in defensive mode now because the Scots got a free kick third of the way inside the Northern Ireland half. Gilmore standing over it, Ryan Christie as well. Gilmore will take it right-footed, hoisting it to the left edge of the penalty area. It's going to bounce, and Tierney's going to let this ball go out of play for Scotland.
Hume's dealt with that all night.
Tierney, 3 yards from the corner flag on the Scottish left-hand side. 12.5 minutes gone in the second half. Scots trailing by a goal to nil. That's thrown to the feet of Gilmore. Gilmore hasn't beaten the first man. He does win a lucky ricochet and has the ball. Corner of the penalty area, plays it back to Liam Cooper. And it's back with Hendry inside the centre circle, and the Scots are being forced back.
They're going backwards. This is going to go back to the goalkeeper eventually.
Bradley's putting pressure on Cooper. And this is Jack Hendry on the far side. Chips it up looking for Dykes to win the header. Falls into the path of John McGinn. Edge of the area. Offside flag is up. And the Scots haven't got the wit or the skill or the nous to break this Northern Irish defence down at the minute.
No, the defence is playing really well. I mean, the ball breaks away and the Northern Ireland team push up. And the Scots are lazy and are caught offside.
I think I might have got my Wi-Fi back, John. Possibly. Oh no. It's not,
there was that
it's not
many,
the despair, it's the hope.
There was that many Wi-Fi codes down there in the press room. We didn't know which one to pick.
Bradley inside the Scottish half, down under the challenge of Tierney. Saw a free kick for Northern Ireland.
Go on, play it.
Quickly taken by Shea Charles to Trey Hume. Hume gets the whipped cross into the back post, looking for Isaac Price, and beats everybody and will roll out of play.
Yeah, Price should have took a chance and set off a little bit earlier.
Sort of have to lean down and over the edge of the balcony here to see if there's any action amongst the substitutes, but for the moment there's not. Half an hour left to play here at Hampden Park. 1-0 to Northern Ireland. Ball's inside the Scottish half, and that throw in on the far side.
Great play by Spencer.
He's won the ball back. Northern Ireland with Bradley halfway inside the Scottish half, backed by Ali McCann, one of the two outfield players coming into the starting 11 this evening. Remember, Josh McGuinness is on up front, wearing his regular 21.
Goalkeeper's taking forever.
By gone outside his penalty area. Slightly scratchy play by the goalkeeper. And Josh McGuinness is racing back because Scotland are on the attack. Scott McTominay crosses the halfway line. Scotland left hand side. This is Brian Christie on the ball. Christie, McTominay's continued his run, trying to get in behind Trey Hume, who slides.
He's had a great game,
and
Michael.
Puts that ball out of play. Hume possibly one of Northern Ireland's players of the match so far.
Yeah. Everything that's thrown at him down this right hand side he's dealt with. Read the game well, cutting out crosses, cutting out passes. So I think that's probably the best game he's had.
Cooper, the
I was
ball
going to say a
in
green
feet.
shirt, but in the Northern Ireland shirt.
Look on the bright side. It's not yellow, John. The yellow shirt is gone. The Museum of Historical Anomalies. Billy Gilmore. 3-1 to Northern Ireland under-17s against Hungary. That's a good result.
Good night so far, all round.
Yeah, under-21s come from behind to win away to Serbia. Joel's detailed all the troubles that they'd had in the build-up of that game, so well done to Tommy Wright's under-21s and the 17s as well. Bradley and Tierney are having a great tussle. Scotland have the ball. There's 16 minutes gone in this second half. They're looking to try and get the ball in. They've won a free kick, Scotland on that far right-hand side.
Yeah, he's shown a little bit of experience there. I mean, is it? I'm not sure who it was on the Scotland side, but he's going absolutely nowhere, and I think his toes just run into the back of him.
It's John McGinn who's taking the captain's armband after the departure of Andy Robertson. I think purely a precautionary one for Robertson. McCann, I think, has gone to the near side and made a wall with Conor Bradley, cutting off the route to the near post. Is a Scotland free kick right by the right hand touchline, the far side of the pitch. Scotland playing from right to left, all in their dark blue. The big men are up. The signal is come in, and it's going to come in from McGinn, and looking for the header, and it's just flashed wide of the post. And that was Scotland's best chance of the game so far.
It was a good free kick, it could have went in off anybody there. You're sort of wondering, does Bailey Peacock Farrell not come from this? I mean, this is on the edge of the 6-yard box, but possibly it wasn't high enough for him to come and take. A good free kick from their point of view.
I think it was Cooper got the touch for the Scots. The ball just flew wide. There seems to be some activity on both benches, I think, as we have gone beyond the hour mark. Scotland are going to have to make changes to reinvigorate what's been a lacklustre attack so far.
Yeah.
Northern Ireland might just need some fresh legs on. But we will see. Play continues with Scots in possession.
Yeah, the longer the game goes on, Michael, it's more important that you maintain your concentration here. You can't go to sleep at all. They haven't played well all through the game, the Scots, but at the end of the day, they're still capable of pulling one out of the bag.
Long ball to that right hand side where Patterson's up by the corner flag, up against Brodie Spencer, who does well, sliding on the surface, but scoops the ball away. But still, it's all hands to the pump for Northern Ireland. 21 players inside the Northern Irish half away to our left. Ryan Christie for Scotland. Yellow number 11 in the back of his jersey. Another great challenge for that man. John O'Neill has enjoyed so far.
Change out of him. It's the best defensive performance I've seen from a player for a long time.
Scots with Tierney. Level the 18-yard box. Tierney's continued his run. This is good play by Kieran Tierney. Gets the cross into the back post. Real danger. The weak header down, and Billy Peacock-Farrell leaps across a trailing leg to clutch that ball, and the danger's gone. He hits it first time looking for Conor Bradley. Conor Bradley's fast,
that's the time
but he's not that fast.
That's the time when you delay it, you hold it, you let the players get up the park. They've had a little bit of a spell there where we've been under pressure. But I mean, the defending again was great. They didn't win the header, but there was contact, with the Scottish attacker, so he doesn't get a clear header onto the goal. And it was easy then for Peacock-Farrell to pick it up.
McTominay, that sweeping ball again out to Nathan Patterson on the Scottish right hand side, infield to Billy Gilmore, whose name is in the referee's notebook. Cooper, who went so close just a moment ago. Now there's room for Tierney, left hand side for Scotland. Danger, good ball into the back post. Was that a push? Was that a push on McGinn? Scottish fans seem to think so. Play continues with Gilmore getting the ball in from the right hand side. Billy Peacock-Farrell is up and he clutches it, and he's taking a whack to his already damaged head, and I think he might need a little bit of treatment. Scottish fans think he's playing for time.
I think there was a little bit of contact with Brodie Spencer on the back. I think there's hands on the back, but I think
John
he's
McGinn is making the point. There's a full discussion with Brodie Spencer.
I think he's gone down. I think he's gone down too easy. It's more a case of the ball's behind McGinn, and he almost stops, and Brodie Spencer's run into him. But I mean, it's soft. It would have been a soft penalty.
No, this is not great. Billy Peacock-Farrell is a man who suffered a broken nose and head injury in a club game for Roarhouse earlier in the month.
I'm hoping he's doing exactly what I think he's doing.
He's taking his
time. Yeah, he's taking his time. Rightly so, because they've had a good spell in the game now. This breaks that up for them.
20 minutes gone on the second half. Scotland 0, Northern Ireland 1. Peacock-Farrell all in orangey brown away to our left. Those orange boots, black mask, back on his feet.
Yeah, and they're starting to do that. I was saying earlier, Michael. Peacock-Farrell is kicking the ball now from free kicks and goal kicks, and everybody's in the centre circle. So important we win. If not the first ball, we certainly need to win the second ball and start playing in their half again.
Kenny McLean might be the man coming on for Scotland.
There we are, we've won it, and we're off and going again.
Ball's out of play off the head of Shea Charles, right on that far side, inside the Scottish half. Still 1-0, but there's certainly signs of movement on the Scottish bench.
We've got to be careful out here with Tierney. Trey Hume's picking up Christie out here, and he's doing a great job with him, but Tierney's very, very far wide out here on his own. I think Conor Bradley has to be aware that he's out here. I think he's got to get over to him a little bit closer.
Northern Ireland penalised, a free kick taken by the Scots. Now there's room for McTominay on the left hand side. McTominay right footed, taking on two defenders. He gets to the byline, but he's been closely watched and well watched by
Ballard.
I think that was Ballard there.
Yeah.
Scots still have it on their left. This is Christie coming in field. Little square ball, and that's been blocked by a Northern Ireland defender. It's back out to Tierney on the left. Scots are trailing, they're looking for an equaliser. Christie, his attempted ball forward is blocked by Ali McCann. My goodness, Northern Ireland are working hard.
They are working hard.
Bodies behind the ball. Gilmore scoops it up. The offside flag might be up against Ferguson. Inside the penalty area, Ferguson shoots, and he's been blocked by a combination of Ballard and Peacock-Farrell. Ballard gestures to the travelling fans. Let's hear some noise.
Yeah, it's hard to know whether he was on it. It looked to me as if he's actually made a good run, and he's onside, so it was important that the two lads made that challenge to get it out for a corner. This is their best spell in the game, Michael, and we have to concentrate now and make sure we see this out without giving anything away.
The final quarter.
Now, we knew this was going to happen. They had to have a reaction.
It's played short to Gilmore. It's on the left-hand side for Scotland to McTominay. McTominay's played that badly, and that's out of play. Round of applause for Michael O'Neill.
Yeah, I mean,
telling his team to keep working.
He's put the ball out of play, but it's
that's our old mate Austin McPhee, isn't it? The long hair now in the Scottish.
But it was because
Scottish
of
ranks.
The pressure that Price had put him under. He forced him to make the error.
Northern Ireland throw in level with their own 18-yard box. We're into the final quarter of the match here at a chilly Hampden Park, Glasgow. Northern Ireland took the lead with the first opportunity.
Again, it's a throw-in, Michael. You know, we're getting ourselves in all sorts of problems. You've got to get Bradley and Josh McGuinness down this left-hand side to give us a chance.
They give away that free kick inside their own half. The Scots with possession. McGuinness nearly got his foot to it. And it's back with Angus Gunn winning his 9th cap. 3 other Scottish goalkeepers on the bench, and we're about to see a double change. We're also going to see Shea Adams come on. And Kenny McLean for Scotland with just over 20 minutes left to play. Shea Adams has 1 goal in his last 14 for Scotland. They're struggling to score. They're struggling to keep them out at the other end. Northern Ireland has a firm, meaty challenge coming in from the barrel-chested Daniel Ballard. No surprise that Dykes, who's not contributed an awful lot, Lyndon Dykes.
No, he hasn't been in the game at all.
He's going off.
He's got no change out of the 3 centre-backs.
And Gilmore as well going off. So Kenny McLean of Norwich is on. And Shea Adams of Southampton. He's got 5 goals in his previous 28 games, but not too many recently, Shea Adams. I mean, if you say Northern Ireland like a number 9, Scotland really do.
They do.
Let's see if those changes make any difference. First touch for McLean in the middle of the park, wearing 23. Scotland will not want to approach those farewell friendlies in June off the back of a 7-match winless run.
No.
Even worse, a home defeat. Let's not count chickens. 20 minutes left to play in Northern Ireland, holding on at the middle of the 1-goal lead, and the Scots, a dreadful ball by Liam Cooper, overstruck and is out of play on the far side.
Yeah, I'd just like to see us get on the ball, get Shea Charles on the ball a little bit, keep a little bit more possession.
They've given the ball away. Dreadful by Northern Ireland. Lewis Ferguson, Scottish right-hand side. Unnecessary danger, and that's was that a foul shot?
No,
Price let it go. And McGinn again appealing for the free kick. It's not given. Or is it given?
He's give a corner. I can't see how he's give a corner. Sure,
if he didn't give the free kick, that was a goal kick.
It was a goal kick, yeah.
Well, a little moment of controversy. Should Scotland score from this? Austin McPhee's trumped out to the edge of the Scottish technical area for a word with Steve Clark.
We've just been defending a little bit too much the last 5 or 10 minutes.
Less than 20 minutes to go here at Hampden Park. Scott's looking for an equaliser corner, right-hand side. There's an awful delivery. Balloons out the other side and out of play.
You know, it really, really amazes me.
Shocking by McGinn.
The teams now have these coaches, set-piece coaches, and there's some of the worst set pieces I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know what John McGinn was trying to do there.
No, absolutely
was he trying to curl it into the net?
Yeah, we've just watched this.
Utterly bizarre.
Just watched it again on the replay here. He hasn't given a free kick. And he's kicked the ball out.
And McGinn's put the ball out.
Yeah.
Goodness me. Northern Ireland fans have been joining the Forest fans and Jermaine Genus as describing Rob Jones as public enemy number 1. The Scots are seeing a lot of the ball. But dare I say it, Peacock Farrell hasn't really... commentators, of course, I won't say it.
I know, we've just got to keep, make sure we keep a concentration, keep doing what we've been doing the whole game, and maybe get one or maybe an odd chance to try and sneak a second goal.
Scotland throw in inside the Northern Ireland half, the Scottish left-hand side. 18 minutes left. Northern Ireland still lead through Conor Bradley, slightly deflected. Wonder strike after just over half an hour in the first half. Help down that right-hand side for McGinn. He's getting very annoyed by what's going on. He's given the ball away. Northern Ireland hoof it up towards Josh McGuinness. Bradley pokes it to the outside of the boot, looking for Isaac Price to make the run and put some pressure on Nathan Patterson. Ball's out of play. Patterson takes the throw in quickly.
Yeah, we're back to the same thing that happened in the first 10 or 15 minutes, Michael. Once we get the ball, we're not holding it for long enough, and we're giving it straight back to them again.
Tierney on the left-hand side, linked up well with Ryan Christie.
They have. The two of them together have played well.
But Trey Hume, I think, has played even better.
Yeah, he's been outstanding.
Helped for it. That's a nothing ball by Hendry.
I mean,
if I was a Scottish fan, I'd be starting to get.
I mean, Clark has got to be looking at his back
straight through to Billy Peacock Farrell.
What are they doing? Now, again, I think it's down to the play. Good play by Northern Ireland. They're not allowing them, those channels to play the ball into. Every time they look up, all they see in there is, the three centre backs in white jerseys.
That's a terrible ball by Peacock Farrell. Hits it low, straight all the way through the gun. Much as we applaud not playing out from the back, we don't need the goalkeeper to kick one to the other.
But this is where I think sometimes the players of today are far too nice to one another. Somebody should be on.
That's a good first touch by Ballard, playing the ball out of the fence, lumbering forward. He's trying to link it through to Bradley. That's the idea was right. Ballard, I think, is struggling a bit with
fitness. He's struggling with
cramp, I think.
Yeah.
Strong challenge in from Toll. Illegally so says the referee. Toll doesn't. Or Paddy McNair, apologies, doesn't quite believe. I think Ballard's struggling now. It's going to have to be a change.
This is where I think we need to see Shea Charles mature a little bit more, Michael. I think he's got to play the game like Billy Gilmore was doing for them for most of the first half and until he went on in the second half. Get him on the ball and start dictating the play. Slow it down for us when he can. Pick out the pass when he can't. I think, he's mentally, he's got to think, now I'm in here and I'm going to be running this game. Still a young lad, but, we need him to get to that sort of, attitude that he can dominate the game.
A word has been had with Jeremy O'Carroll, who's making his way up towards the subs. I think he's going to have a word with somebody to replace Ballard, who's received treatment for his cramp. The Scots slot the ball through towards Lewis Ferguson on this left-hand side. Christie's missed it completely.
It's a poor
and
ball for Ferguson.
They're getting a little bit over frantic, the Scots. They know they're in trouble. They know they need an equaliser. They can see the torrent of criticism they're going to get on websites, forums and newspapers. Northern Ireland just need to keep doing what they're doing. They maybe need a wee bit of luck to go their way. We talk about Professor Taggart and you always get a chance. At the minute, Scotland haven't created something. Haven't really created much.
No. They've had all
that header from Cooper that flew wide was their best opportunity. It's back with gun,
from the free
and
kick.
we've 15 minutes left to play. Trey Hume again winning the header well on this near side against Christie. Scots have it with Christie. Ball in field to Ferguson, the substitute, down under the challenge of the other number 19, Shea Charles. And so the Scottish number 6, Kieran Tierney, on the left-hand side through to Christie, who accidentally nutmegs Trey Hume. He's down on the challenge. The referee's going to blow for a free kick.
I'm not sure.
Advantage is gone.
I'm not sure if that was accidental, Michael. I think he actually meant it. He did well.
Scotland. Again, there are 20 players inside the Northern Irish half, and once Jack Hendry crosses the halfway line, he'll make that 21. But
yeah, we're playing well. As soon as they pass the ball back, we're pushing up and closing the gaps down.
I hate to say it's a touch old school, touch of the 80s about this defensive performance. Northern Ireland working so hard to hold on to a 1-0 lead. Billy Bingham, lots of 1-0 victories for his side back in the 80s. For his various sides that he took to Spain and Mexico that John was part of. And the Scots, they're being asked by Northern Ireland, come and have a go.
Exactly.
And at the minute, they're
they're
not finding the answer, the Scots. There's no killer ball.
They can't get round the back and get that killer cross in.
13 minutes left to play here at Hampden Park. 1-0 to Northern Ireland. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're enjoying the events here in Glasgow. Let's see if Ryan Christie can pop up with something for the Scots on this freezing evening in Glasgow. Paddy McNair's been penalised for the challenge on Lewis Ferguson.
I'm not sure that this is a foul. I think McNair gets to the ball first, but totally misses it. That's a foul on him, if anything.
They both missed the ball. Yep.
I think McNair's right to be a little bit annoyed.
The 50-50s at the minute seem to be going in favour of Scotland. Another double change for Scotland. Stuart Armstrong, Southampton, on for his 50th cap. And Laura Shankland, who hit the bar of that glorious opportunity in Amsterdam. So that wonderful season for Hearts.
I'll tell you, the defence has seen them all off, Michael.
Stuart Armstrong is on. Ryan Christie's off.
I'm glad to see Christie going off.
McGinn went off as well?
Yeah, McGinn's gone off. I'm glad to see Christie going off. Because
so we have another captain for Scotland, do we? It must be McTominay. Free kick to be taken by Substitute Armstrong, 50th cap this evening. First touch of the ball, free kick from the left-hand side. Everybody's up and way off the line from Isaac Price. I don't know if it was going in, but Price didn't hang about. It was a nasty deflection, and Price was in the right place at the right time, and he hacked the ball clear. Northern Ireland just rocking a little bit at the moment. The Scots sensing an equaliser. And just as I say that, another dreadful ball over the bar from the right-hand side from Patterson.
It was another great free kick. You know, it was a free kick that I didn't think that the Scots could have had. But again, he's actually mishit it completely.
A man at the back post trying to put it into the net, actually squared it.
He squared it and we were able to get it away. But I mean, great defending. We didn't win the first ball.
And it was Jack Hendry popping up at the back post.
But they didn't win the first ball, Michael. But it was a white shirt that was there to get it off the line.
That was a big chance for Scotland.
It was, yeah.
Better touch from Hendry. That was 1-1.
That's what I'm saying. We've got to get a hold of the ball, try and dictate the place of play a little bit.
11 and a half minutes left. 1-0 to Northern Ireland. Now a little chance for them to attack on this right-hand side with goal scorer Conor Bradley. Lovely back flick nearly into the path of Ali McCann.
Does my head in that, Michael, you know, giving the ball away like that.
It's back with Ballard inside his own half. Nearly put it in front of Shea Adams there. And Northern Ireland just going backwards, back to Bailey Peacock Farrell. Clears left-footed, high into the night sky, headed forward by the Scots defence. Here's McTominay, the third captain for Scotland. Bailey Peacock Farrell should be out and nabbing that in front of Lawrence Shankland.
Yeah, it was good. The back three held their line, you know, and the ball's gone through. There's too much pace on it. It was comfortable for Peacock Farrell to come out.
27 goals and 39 appearances for Hearts for Lawrence Shankland. How he would have loved that ball to have gone into the Dutch net at the weekend. Long clearance by Billy Peacock Farrell. 10 minutes left of this game. Northern Ireland holding on to their 1-goal lead, scored by that man, Conor Bradley, but he's just fallen over the ball, and Scotland have it inside their own half. Jeremy O'Carroll suggests, I think with that gesture, that we're going to see a change with Conor McMenamin. So often a substitute in recent matches for Northern Ireland, he's going to come on for the last 10 minutes of this game.
Well, you think, you know, if McMenamin comes on and you get the ball to him, he will be able to get us up the field a little bit.
Smith's coming on as well, double change. Smith and McMenamin about to come on for Northern Ireland. Scots have made a number of changes. Lewis Ferguson came on in the first half for captain Andy Robertson. Michael O'Neill's giving last instructions to Messrs Smith and McMenamin. The Northern Ireland fans away to our left are doing the bouncy. They'll be absolutely hoarse tomorrow morning. Now here come the Scots edge of the area. Now there's room now for Tierney on the left hand side. Half a dozen dark blue shirts inside the area. Tierney on his right foot to the back post, and a flicked header there and out of play. I think it was Owen Toll
good
with
header.
the crucial header. It was indeed.
Yeah, it was.
Good defending, John.
Good defending again, but they're having too much possession. And what's happening now, Michael, is their midfield players are getting that little bit of extra time to pick their passes out. Earlier in the game, our midfield players were closing them down, keeping their head down, keeping their head on the ball, and they weren't able to pick out the passes. We're not getting as close to them now as we did in the first half, and the chances are coming for Scotland.
Scotland looking for this equaliser. 9 minutes left to play at Hampden Park. Corner on the right hand side is an outswinger. It's bouncing around. Must be. It's a block. What a block that was. That surely was a goal bound shot. I don't know who it was in the white jersey, but the home fans, I think, just out of hope were appealing for a penalty, but I think that was a legitimate block. We'll see that in the replay because the Scots are still attacking. This might not be the Scots' night.
No.
They're throwing it all now at Northern Ireland. Tierney chips it to the edge of the penalty. It's into the penalty area. An opportunity for the substitute. And they're queuing up there on the edge of the area. Northern Ireland throwing their bodies on the line. So on the Scottish right-hand side, can they get a decent ball in? Goodness me, what a finish. And that's a good challenge to put the ball out of play. I think that was Ali McCann quickly taken through in, and the flag is up. We're going to have this double change first of all, and we're going to see Conor McMenamin coming on. Conor Bradley's going off. Paul Smith coming on. The other playing going off is Isaac Price, I think.
It looks like Price, yeah. He's taking his time. Price and Bradley.
Price is coming off. So Price and Bradley off. And Paul Smith on for his 9th cap.
Two lads have done well. They've worked very, very hard.
McMenamin. So that's McMenamin's last 5 caps now, including this one, have come as a substitute. Blimey. Second half has been quite frantic.
Yep. Scotland have had the best of the second half.
Yep.
They've defended very, very well. It's been last-ditched tackles and blocks, which has kept us that
we
one
never
goal
saw that
front.
replay.
Yeah, I just looked,
that
actually,
block.
just missed it.
7.5 minutes left. Somehow Northern Ireland are holding on to their lead, and they've got additional troops on in the form of Smith and McMenamin. Scots in possession with Hendry, with that opportunity not so long ago at the back post. So it's one of their substitutes, Kenny McLean. McLean gets the ball forward. That's cut out well by captain Paddy McNair. That's a poor touch, and that's a poor clearance in the end by Owen Toll. He's given the ball back to Scotland, halfway inside the Northern Irish half. Scottish fans are getting distinctly twitchy and nervy. They want to see an equaliser.
Getting distinctly twitchy and nervy as well.
6 minutes left. They're going from the left to the right, and McMenamin just sticks his foot out and puts that out of play on the far side. 1-0 to Northern Ireland.
We had two chances to get away. First by McCann, he didn't get it away, and then Toll didn't get it away. And again, we're backs to the wall.
Long ball forward, the run's been made, and that's going to drift out of play, and Lawrence Shanklin couldn't get in the end of that. And the more the Scots press forward, the bigger an opportunity it offers Northern Ireland
that's
on the break.
I'm hoping, we've got Smith out here on the right, McMenamin on the left, to get
fresh
them on
as
the ball.
daisies, yeah.
They could do the damage, but we've got to get the ball to them.
Paul Smith played the last 12 minutes against Denmark in that victory.
But we need somebody in the middle of the park to take control of the game.
13th cap for McMenamin. Clearance over the halfway line from Paley Peacock Farrell. Little flick touch towards Paul Smith. Can't get his
we're not winning any balls
ball
at all, Michael. Everything goes up there now. It's a blue shirt that's winning it, and we're coming away. They're coming away with it.
Josh McGuinness isn't the force that he once
was.
Not,
no. He tries very hard, but I don't think the Josh McGuinness that came on and turned games for us in the past. I don't think he's at that level anymore.
Just McGuinness and McNair, the remnants of Euro 2016 in this Northern Ireland squad.
Yeah.
Shea Adams on the left-hand side for Scotland. We're about to see another substitution, and it's going to be Jordan Thompson coming on for Northern Ireland for the last 4.
I think that's a good substitution, Michael, because he can put a shift in the middle of the park.
He certainly got stuck in Bucharest.
Yeah. I was surprised actually when he left him out, but maybe it was just a question of having
Long
to look at other
ball.
people.
This should go all the way back, or nodded back now. That wasn't great by the Northern Ireland defence. And McNair was the man who gave the ball away until they're 17.
Michael.
And Scotland have it still on their left-hand side. 4.5 minutes of normal time left to play. That's with the blonde-haired Stuart Armstrong of Southampton. He's got around past Hume, gets the cross in, nodded away by Northern Ireland. That was
Ballard.
Ballard in the middle of all that. That sturdy figure. Scotland with possession on their right. It's back with Hendry. Hendry trying to slot the ball through. Diving header away by Owen Toll. Or it was McNair once more. Back with Armstrong, Scottish left-hand side. Tierney linking up. Here's Armstrong. There are 5 blue shirts inside the penalty area. Armstrong has overstruck that entirely. And that's out of play for a goal kick. I was just going
to say, Trey Hume looks as if he's struggling, Michael. He hasn't got close, the last couple of tackles, and he's just gone down there. I think he's got a little bit of cramp. And naturally enough, considering the shift that he's put in. Ballard's in the middle of the park stretching his hamstrings as well.
Jordan Thompson coming on for Ali McCann.
Yeah. I was surprised, when that switch was made at the start of the game, because I think Thompson does a good job in there.
He's something of an unsung hero,
exactly,
isn't he, for
Northern
Ireland?
Say. Yeah, you don't notice what he's doing until he's not doing it, And
he's coming on, Jordan Thompson, winning cap number 37, still waiting for his first senior international goal.
Yeah, I said this on Friday night when we were we had that 1-1 draw in our pocket there with Romania coming in the last 5 minutes. This is where you've got to be. You learn your experience to see the games out. You've got to make sure your concentration's 100% and you don't make any silly mistakes.
I haven't seen too much of him in the second half. The ball's out of play off Paul Smith, who does well to win the throw in.
He looks tired to me as well, Michael.
Charles?
Yeah, he looks tired. He hasn't been on the ball. He hasn't made the runs that he's been making in the first half.
2.5 minutes of normal time left here at Hampden Park. Northern Ireland leading by that Conor Bradley goal to 0. The ball is inside the Scottish half, which is where the green and white army wanted to stay. It's been hooked out of play by the Scots.
Take your time over everything, every throw in, every free kick, every goal kick.
I think Trey Hume's going to see this game out, cramp or no cramp.
Yeah.
And he's going to take this throw in halfway inside the Scottish half, Northern Irish right hand side. So Paul Smith does well to get the ball back to Hume. Cross in from the left hand side. There's nobody there in a white jersey. Headed away as far as Jordan Thompson. Back in by Thompson to the edge of the penalty area. Owen Toll popping up on the left hand side for Northern Ireland. Ball still inside the Scottish half. And McMenamin wins the throw in.
Wins the throw in.
On that far side. And McMenamin's gone a little run down that left hand channel. He drills the cross in. There's nobody there.
Michael. There's nobody there.
I think he just hit it blind, hoping.
Should have just kept it
McGuinness
in the corner.
Would be bearing down, as it was an easy take for Gunn, the goalkeeper. 90 seconds of normal time left. There's going to be a long gap bridge for Northern Ireland if they can hold on for the victory here.
I tell you, Mike, I've played in important games, like, you know, in games where you needed results, and I've never been as nervous as I've been watching.
You're a nervous Fuhrer, John, we know that.
Awful.
Scots on the attack on the far right hand side inside the Northern Irish half. They sweep it out looking for Tierney. It's that man Trey Hume wins his head, controls it and plays it off the Scotsman, and it's helped forward by Ballard. In the end, there's nobody up inside the Scottish half in a white jersey. We're nearly into the last minute of normal time. We're waiting for the board to go up from the fourth official down in front of us here at Hampden Park.
Just keep doing what you have been doing for the next 2 or 3 minutes, depending on how much injury time you've got.
Armstrong on the left hand side for Scotland. Here's Tierney. And a little touch on to Shea Adams by Ballard, but Adams is coming in field. Still we wait for the board. Still Scotland attack. Scott McTominay looking at the options. He plays the ball laterally, and it's going to find its way out to Stuart Armstrong on this left hand side. He's up against Hume. He's gone past Hume. Stuart Armstrong now gets to the byline, gets the cross in. It's going to flick in. Oh, great save by Billy Peacock-Farrell. I think that was dipping in from Ferguson, and he tipped it over the top. Great save.
Yeah, it was great work by Armstrong down the left hand side, and you can see that Trey Hume is actually on his knees now. He can't get close enough to him. Great cross in, a brilliant header, and great save from Billy Peacock-Farrell. Was that the chance, Michael? I'm hoping it was, because they've missed it.
Scotland corner on the right hand side. We're into the last seconds of this half. It's high into the night sky. Everybody's up jumping. Owen Toll wins his head to it. 4 additional minutes to be played. Shot comes in from Shea Adams. It hits against the Northern Ireland defender and is blocked. Long range shot coming in, or long range cross. The chance is there for Scotland. It's nodded over the bar. It's nodded wide. There was confusion in the Northern Ireland defence. Billy Peacock-Farrell didn't come for it. The ball was allowed to bounce. The header came in, and Scottish fans thought it was going in. It went wide in the end.
Well, there was one of the Scottish players coming out that was offside, but the two that were going in, and I think the lad that made the header, were definitely onside. So, you know, we've got away with it.
It was well wide and high in the end. Republic of Ireland been beaten by Switzerland. That Shaqiri goal in Dublin. So where does that leave John O'Shea as possible next manager? Northern Ireland. We're playing 4 additional minutes, a minimum of, and we've played one of them. That's a lovely ball down the left-hand side for Conor McMenamin. McMenamin going to waste time. He's going to try and get a decent cross in, or get a...
No, don't put it...
He plays it off Patterson. Patterson come away with the ball. McMenamin, I think, thought about
tried to bring him down, didn't he?
Patterson down, because Patterson now crossed the halfway line. The Scots are breaking out of defence. The white shirts are back, and that's a great challenge by Brodie Spencer. Spencer has put the ball out of play at the expense of a throw-in, quickly taken. A minute and a half of the 4 have been played. Northern Ireland are holding on here in true Billy Bingham fashion. They're holding on to this 1-0. Tierney finds Armstrong for the Scots on the left-hand side. Shea Adams.
Now Armstrong is a threat, Michael. He's the one that's turned the game.
He's made a difference. Yeah. Here's Shea Adams looking for the slotted ball through. Has he overstruck that? Yes, he has. Northern Ireland goal kick.
Yeah, it was well shepherded away, I think, again by Paddy McNair. You've done the job right.
You'd pick Hume as your player of the match, John?
Yeah, without a doubt.
And why has he done so well? What's made the difference tonight, do you think?
He's defended. I mean, like, there's a lot of times, Michael, I watch football today, and defenders don't know how to defend, and he stuck with it from early on. They tried to feed Robertson all the time, and every ball that won there, whether it was in the air or on the ground, he won it. And at the end of the day, I think it's just sheer. He's just been so tired that when fresh legs come on in the shape of Armstrong, he was able to get a yard. He wasn't getting as close to him as he had the whole game, and that was the only sort of.
Here go Northern Ireland looking for a possible second goal. McGuinness down on the challenge, looking for the free kick. We've got less than 90 seconds left to play here. Scotland getting a little bit frantic. They've made all these changes. They had that chance with a great tip over the bar by Billy Peacock-Farrell. Is there a sting in the tail? Tierney, was that a handball? No, says the referee. Troy Hume has won the ball legally. He feeds his teammate, and he's down under the challenge. But it was Conor McMenamin popping up on the right-hand side. Into the last minute of stoppage time here at Hampden Park. Northern Ireland leading by a goal to 0. Scotland looking for a dramatic last-minute equaliser. Stuart Armstrong plays it in the penalty area, and that'll be scored and marshalled out of play by McNair. He took a touch. It's a corner.
McNair's got to do better there. He's got to be strong and make sure that they don't get near the ball.
McNair was hoping that ball was travelling slightly faster than it was.
He's got to be stronger there,
Is this the last chance for a Scottish equaliser? Corner on the left-hand side. 30 seconds left to play.
This is where you want your keeper to come and pluck it out of the air for you.
Here comes the corner from Armstrong from the right-hand side. Everybody's up. It's nodded into the night sky by Northern Ireland. It's going to fall in the penalty spots. Play it out. Smashed away into the Scottish half. Is that? I think Ballard's really struggling with cramp. Trey Hume is struggling with cramp. It's at the feet of the Scottish goalkeeper, the green and white armoury, appealing for the full-time whistle to be blown. We've played the 4 additional minutes. Shea Charles keeps the ball alive. To Conor McMenamin on that far side. The next long blast, the referee's whistle. McMenamin has nutmegged his opponent. He's going to try and chase that ball, play it down. He kicks it down the line as slowly as he can. He's trying to hit the corner flag, and McGuinness completes putting the ball out of play. Rob Jones, the referee, has looked at his watch. He blows the final whistle, and Northern Ireland have beaten Scotland here at Hampden Park. More trouble for the Scots as they prepare for the Euros. A wonder goal in the first half from Conor Bradley means that for the first time in nearly 50 years, Northern Ireland have beaten Scotland at Hampden Park. It's finished here after some superb defending from Northern Ireland in the second half. Scotland 0, Northern Ireland 1.
Never had any doubt, Michael. I never had any doubt. I thought they were absolutely brilliant the whole way through the second half. They were under pressure for most of it, and they dealt with everything they could throw at them. The back three throughout the game were tremendous, but Trey Hume on this right-hand side playing right wing back had a tremendous game. And the only time they got at him was at the last 2 or 3 minutes when he was obviously suffering from cramp.
John, I've never seen an international stadium empty so quickly, apart from the Green and White Army.
But it's amazing to see how these kids are growing up. In the last 3 games, they've put everything into the game. They've done everything right. The first half was scrappy when we had the ball, but defensively we were sound. We took the chance to score when it fell to Bradley. Shea Charles could have added a second. Bradley could have had another one. And it was as a repeat from the performance against Romania when we had the best chances on the park. And all this thing about possession doesn't matter. If you can defend like that, set your stall out and say, well, you can come and play through us. And they did that, and Scotland weren't good enough to do it. And we've done that away from home. We've had a draw against Romania, who coasted through their group and are going to the Euros. We've done it against Scotland, who finished easily in second place in their group and are going to the Euros. And it must give Michael O'Neill and it must give the players, great hope for what's coming up.
Brilliant. The players en masse are going down to applaud the Green and White Army. That's wonderful. And it shows that that home result against Denmark wasn't a flash in the pan. It wasn't that Danes had already qualified. No. This has been a continuation through Bucharest and here in Glasgow.
And I think it's because we've started to play a lot more direct. And I'm not talking about just putting long balls up the park. Peacock-Farrell did that, Michael, and we thought that's not the way you want to play. You want to put the ball into areas where you're going to give yourself a chance of playing in their half, and when we do that, we look a much better side.
We've a very odd situation where most of the Scottish team have stayed in the park, and all the fans have deserted their seats.
They're going around supporting supporters who aren't actually in the ground. They're all heading out. But, when you look at the experience in the side, and how many or how few caps a lot of the players have, it's nights like this where you're going to learn your trade, and that's going to take you into maybe, if not the next qualifying group, certainly the one after that. And the players are going to get better. And as I said, at half-time, Michael, I think we need to have more belief in ourselves. And I think it's results like this against Scotland and like results against Denmark and against, Romania, decent sides in Europe, will give us that bit of a belief to go forward.
And this is a young Northern Ireland squad knitting together. They look as if they're in this together. They say the right things. Obviously, positive results help. Yeah. But it's put a smile back in everybody's
face. I mean, you look at the players. I think we've still got a lot to see from. We know what we're going to get from Bradley. I think we've got a lot more to come from Shea Charles. I think the lad Trey Hume's done exceptionally well. Ballard's done very well. McNair's done well. So like I can't. The contrast between us sitting here in the stand now and sitting in the stand when we were in Finland, and we were looking at it and we were going, where are we going from here? And within 3 games he's transformed the whole lot.
And I'm sure your old pal Tommy Cassidy, proud Northern Irishman that he is, will be quite happy to hand over the mantle to Conor Bradley for a man to score a winning Northern Irish goal at Hampden Park.
Absolutely delighted. And to be fair, Michael, they deserved it. People say, they parked the bus and this, that and the other. Defending's all part of the game, and as a defender you have to love defending, and they did that. Scotland weren't good enough to score, and they had 2 chances, both from free kicks, which we'll have to learn to deal with a little bit better. But on chances, I think we had played them in chances as well.
Fantastic. John O'Neill enjoyed the defending. Everybody enjoyed the performance, and that Conor Bradley goal, we will remember that one, as we will remember Jimmy Reid's goal in Bucharest. A famous night in Glasgow. It's 1974 all over again. It finished Scotland 0, Northern Ireland 1.
John, Michael, thank you both very much. Brilliant result for Michael O'Neill and his players following up the win against Denmark and then the draw against Romania. 3 great results in a row and starting to build a little bit of momentum. Michael O'Connor and Keith Gillespie were both watching the game in the studio here with me. To put it into a bit of context, Keith, Northern Ireland before tonight had played 27 times at Hampden Park. They'd won just 3 of those. They'd lost 15. And that's 4 wins now, and 3 of those 4 wins have been by 1-0. And we nearly hit the 50th anniversary of the last time that we'd won a game in Glasgow against Scotland. But it's a brilliant night for Michael and the players, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I was a little bit worried about tonight because you're playing against the Scotland side that has a lot more experience in terms of international football than what we have. But the players went out there with no fear. They got the goal and they've got something to hang on to. And I mean, the second half, I know Scotland had a lot of possession, but we defended for our lives at times, and they didn't really, again, create too many clear-cut chances. They were a little bit devoid of what to do next, and I think we deserved it on the night.
Yeah, we mentioned Michael Billy Hamilton's goal 43 years ago to the day yesterday. The last goal that was scored by a Northern Ireland player at Hampden Park. It was only enough to get a draw that night. Conor Bradley's goal enough to get the win, and he said it at half time. He can do no wrong, can he?
No, he can. That's probably not saying the worst he's played, but I've seen him play a lot better than he did tonight. But he's the match winner. That's what he does. It's joy watching him at the minute. I love watching him. But I thought the shape from Northern Ireland out of possession was unbelievable. It was perfect away performance. Thought Michael got it bang on. The formation he played, he had four centre midfielders near enough as a midfield 4 to keep it nice and narrow. But no, I don't think Scotland created much. They looked dangerous from set plays. That's about it. That's all they could do.
When you're asking players to do that, and you're Michael made reference to it in one of his interviews, I think last week, where he's saying, you're asking the better players maybe that you have who are around the squad to maybe play in a way that they wouldn't do when they're playing for their clubs. Their clubs. Yeah. But you're asking them to buy into something, and the belief in what the manager's asking you to do grows with every good result.
Yeah.
And that's what's most important for Michael. He's asking them to do this. This is how we're going to play. This is the group that we have. It's maybe not the total football, Connor, that you're playing under Jurgen Klopp. It's maybe not what you're doing, Johnny, whenever you're playing at Manchester United. And obviously Johnny's been around the squad much longer than that. But when the players maybe say, what's he asking us to do that for? And then all of a sudden, you beat Denmark, you draw in Romania, you beat Scotland, the penny drops, and you believe in what the manager's trying to do, and everybody buys into it.
It's just getting that trust, but you gain that trust by getting results, what they have done the last three.
The evidence is there from the manager to say, listen, if we do this, we can win games.
Yeah. And it has shown the last three games. It was just a
conceded one goal in the last three matches against Denmark, Romania and Scotland.
It's not San Marino and Faroe you're playing, it's top nations you're playing the last three.
Three teams that are going to the Euros have conceded one goal.
Yeah, so you can see now it was a typical Northern Ireland performance, a great hunger, desire to keep the ball in the net, which we haven't seen the last year, 2 years.
Conceded one goal in those three games, Keith, and Johnny Evans didn't play in any of them.
Yeah, just think how good we'll be when Johnny comes back.
Well, that was the whole talk, was what are we going to do without Johnny Evans? And yet, they've defended so well in those three matches. Trey Hume as a right-sided centre-back tonight. I mean, man of the match, is he?
Yeah, he was outstanding tonight. But if you actually look at those three games, I don't really think Denmark created that many chances against us. Romania scored one, which could have been avoided, and then tonight, there wasn't really much. So
you said to me, was about 20 minutes or 50 minutes to go, and you said to me Scotland have had one attempt on target tonight. Far.
It was
back pass, wasn't it?
It was a McGinn shot, which was a back pass, really.
Yes.
So if you get the shape right, which Michael talked about, and we don't have a lot of the ball, we need our defenders to just make sure they throw their body at everything and defend, like we know they can, and that's the way it worked tonight. Scotland, were disappointing, but I think it's more to do with the way that we played and stopped them playing.
Yeah, 7 weeks this Friday, Germany will face Scotland in the opening game at the European Championship finals. Switzerland and Hungary are the other two teams.